The day off tomorrow, what I'll be doing is making sure I get involved in the $250,000 guaranteed pick six at Wingatui. That's right, $250,000 up for grabs. There's $168,000 carried forward from last week's meeting at Trentham into this one. That's well worth a play. Love an easy bet ticket. You'd love an easy bet to pull it off, and there are stories out there of easy bets that have taken it. But $250,000 guaranteed, the pick six tomorrow at Wingatui, and good day Dunedin Guineas, the white robe. I think the diamond one will be one that many will back, and Son of Ma I think just looks an absolute special in the Dunedin Guineas. $250,000 pick six tomorrow, Wingatui, the premier day in the south. Just under 4 minutes out from race number 10 here, Rosso. I'm almost inclined just to throw this one to you. I found the form in this race particularly tough to do. There's no last start winners in the field. Even the ones that have got that place form, you know, haven't been winning a lot. I speak of the 4 Kirkham Harvey. Oh, look, if you had to put me under pressure, I'd have to go to the inside rug and go Miss Eldora, who's placed 3 from 4 off the inside, but it's a tricky race, this one.
Ryan, I've got one for you. Number 7, Fast Rigby. Now, there's 2 dogs here that have been racing much tougher company. They are the 7 and the 8. If Fast Rigby had got a draw just around 2 or 3, I would have thought he was a special, but I still think he's a very good bet. Was $4 throughout the day, just eased into $3.80. But you have a look at this. This is a Class 3 race. 3 starts ago, he lines up in a heat of the Wellington Cup. He lines up against Dinah Vickers, who runs 29.84, the fastest heat. Okay, he was beaten a fair way, but he was 4th, and he beat some pretty good dogs home. And that was off the back of him running a personal best 30.12. He had a wide draw up against the Class 5s across at Palmerston North. I'm quite happy to forgive him that performance down the track. Last week he lines up in a sprint to downgrade, and he runs a slasher. He runs into 4th in Class 4 and 5 sprint company, and he is no sprinter, this dog. He's a dog who's won up to 645 metres. So I think he's still good value at around 380. Admittedly, I would have liked a slightly different draw for him, but I still think he's got to be the dog to beat. 4 Kirkham Harvey, the win 4 back. Well, it's hard to get it out of your mind because he had box 4 and he jumped in front. Well, he doesn't do that. So he won in 30.26, and then his 3 starts since he's just reverted to type, jumping slowly and stomping home. And he did that again on Monday at Manukau, where he got up for 2nd. Now, he was beaten nearly 10 lengths, but the winner, My Tenside, is something a bit special. So Kirkham Harvey's in the mix again. If he jumps in front, then, yeah, the race changes a bit, and it's highly unlikely that he will. He's done it one time that I know of in 50 starts, but it was quite recently. But even if he doesn't, he can run into the money. And then the 8 Absinthe Minded. Now, here's a dog who's been lining up in Class 4-5 company as well, and finished 4th the last start behind Corborn Crouch in 29.90 on Wellington Cup night. Whole heap easier this, and a greyhound who has run 30.08 not all that long ago. So another that will really appreciate the drop in class tonight. Then the one, Miss Eldora, well, she's interesting. She steps back up to the 520 metres here. Her 2 wins on the track have been sprints. She's capable at the middle distance, but she does strike quite a nice field, and she'll have to do some really good work early, you would think, here. And she might have double entendre for company early, the 2 dog who gets up on the pace, and it's been a wee bit stronger of late. Did battle over the concluding stages last week when running 5th off the same draw. Miss Eldora certainly bouncing. And what does that leave us with? Premier Division off box 3. Look, he doesn't win out of turn these days, even though he's a 13 race winner. And don't know. He chased Corborn Clover home 3 back, was beaten 5 lengths, but the winner ran a time, 30.08. 30.41's his best around here, which is actually a bit of a surprise because he could run a bit of time early in his day. There's the Opawa. Opawa Extreme was all right last week, beaten a nose by Opawa Shea in a 30.27. Can press into the finish. Opawa Jackie does downgrade. A couple of sprints of late. Last 520 metre race was checked at the first bend. When handy enough. And that is the field. Now, Fast Rigby is shortened to $3.20 with the book and $3.10 on the tote. To the box is race 10. It's the Aon CPF Class 3 over 520 metres. Miss Eldora off the inside, followed up by Premier Division in 3. Gold Rug Hero Power Jackie and Fast Rigby the favourite in the 7. Forward they go. Second line, we've got Double Entendre box 2. Followed up there by Kirkham Harvey, Power Extreme and Absent Minded. And we're ready to run in the 10th. Lovely night here at Hattrick. Set. And racing, Fast Rigby, a fair break out wide, but things get fairly tight. Closer in Double Entendre, Miss Eldora go forward, and Absent Minded as well. Fast Rigby tries to switch to the rail, but beating it there was Opawa Jackie. Kirkham Harvey starts to get into the act, and further back then Opawa Extreme and Premier Division. Down the back they scream, Miss Eldora by a couple. Giving chase here is Double Entendre, then Absent Minded, followed through by Fast Rigby, pushing through the inside. Power Jackie is next around. On the corner, Miss Eldora still doing it nicely here. They're starting to come at it, but she'll see it through from Fast Rigby, just second, I think, from Double Entendre. And they'd be followed across by Absent Minded. Power Jackie further back in the contest, Kirkham Harvey. Touch disappointing at first glance. Premier Division was back with a Power Extreme. Miss Eldora clocks a 30-30, 5-12, 18-62. 7 gets up for second, Fast Rigby. 2 Double Entendre is third, and the 8 is fourth. Absent Minded, 1, 7, 2 and 8. The run home has been 11-68. Angela Turnbull trains for Justin King. Miss Eldora. Fast Rigby through late for second, ahead of Double Entendre Game and Absent Minded. Head on shot, the 2 and the 1 away nicely. 1 pushing through the inside of the first bend. Things get a wee bit tight and behind the 5, the 8, the 7 around that first bend, but a good front running performance there from Miss Eldora. 1.5 lengths, a nose and half a length. And Ryan, you take line honours there with Miss Eldora. We did bag the quinella between us. But you clearly won the points there on the 10th, and we look forward to the 11th, another Class 5 sprint, which is time to go at 9:39.
Classic lucky dip there, also. That was a classic lucky dip bet. If in doubt for me, I'll go to the inside, and it's paid off for me there. Taking off to the Valley now, Mooney Valley, for the maiden plate race number 2. This is the first leg of a treble at Mooney Valley. First leg of a treble will join the team for the build-up.
Go for it. The drift of Valley Brit got out to $2.60 before some pundits said that's far enough, I'll take that, and back into $2.50. But Surf Coast has come back into $3, and that at one stage was at $3.80. So they've backed the 5 to beat the 9 here. Maputo Express was $4.50. It's back out to $5.50, and we've turned Uncle Tony in just a tad into $13. Louisville, that's just out to $15 with support for number 4.
Okay, Valley Brit, our favourite, and money here on course from a speed map point of view. Firstly, we knew that we were notified that Caves was going to go forward in the previous small field. It ended up being a genuine tempo.
They went really quick in the previous. I thought for a small field, they weren't hanging around. That's for sure. It was a staying contest. Here I do see a fair bit of speed. I thought Pat Cash would be handy. Bajura is one that could go forward. I don't think they'll be too far back with Valley Brit. Drawn in the middle. I think they want to be positive out of the gates and put Valley Brit in a handy spot. So, yeah, I don't think they'll go hard. Pizza Express is another one that could go forward as well, but should be genuinely run.
So no excuses for Valley Brit, according to your speed map. She should get a nice run. Sit just off
well,
them.
Actually, you know, those middle gates for me are always very, very tricky because often...
Well, the key, you've got to be decisive, don't
you? You've got to be one or the other and work out what you're doing. And often riders aren't because they think they're sort of well drawn, they'll just slot in and you get left out on limb. So I think if positive move out of the gates will be a big difference. I mean, I think Linda Mitch will probably go forward with Pat Cash. It's been pretty handy in its last few, and it has drawn high. So there might be an opportunity to slide across early.
We're 2 minutes out from race number 2. You've spent a whole majority, a big lump of your life in Hong Kong. When you look around here tonight, there's a little flavour of Hong Kong tonight with the Mooney Valley Race Club embracing the Chinese community.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And yeah, it's a big time of year up there, that's for sure. And it's the biggest race day, I think, of the year in Hong Kong, the Chinese New Year's Day. So that'll be, I think it might be tomorrow, is it? Anyway, it's very soon.
It's on Monday.
Monday might be,
Monday.
Yeah.
So that'll be a huge race meeting up in Hong Kong. And well done to everyone involved in Mooney Valley Race Club. They've got a nice crowd tonight. It's developing and a great feeling in the air with the Chinese community. making their way onto the course tonight here at the Valley. All right, they're loading here for race number 2, the Adapt Australia Plate. It's a maiden over 1,600 metres. Here's our caller, Greg Miles.
Equal favourite to $3, Surf Coast and Valley Brit on track. Both have had support. Valley Brit got out to 280, back into 260, and Surf Coast 370 down to 310. Here's Uncle Tony coming up into the line now. Reece McLeod's one ride for the day, had a winner at Mornington as well. And here's Current Asset loading in. So Pat Cash to get ready and Diamonds Uncut. And we'll have them right to run in the second on the program. Valley Brit, the on-course favourite. Well named, that's the name of the racetrack in Galway, Ireland, and she's out of Galway Lass. Nearly right to run as Diamonds Uncut goes in. Valley Brit on one side of her, Uncle Tony on the inside of Diamonds Uncut, so they're nearly right. Here's Pat Cash coming up into the stalls. Linda Meach, she also had a winner at Mornington this afternoon. Big day for a lot of these riders. So they're set now, race 2. Surf Coast, the inside runner, they're away. Surf Coast jumps well down towards the inside with Maputo Express. Louisville Lass was a little slow and is settling towards the end of the field, and Pat Cash is going back also. Bajura and Valley Brit's right on the speed as they settle into stride and heading up towards the 1200. It's out in front here, Maputo Express showing the way by about a length to Valley Brit. Surf Coast gets the box seat trail. Bajura's caught a little bit deep out there in fourth placing, trapped out 3 wide going on. Then Uncle Tony, a length and a half further back in the field. Louisville Lass is on the inside of Diamonds Uncut. Then second last, Current Asset, and Pat Cash a neck away last. Inside the 1,000, Maputo Express led 3/4. Valley Brit is second. Bajura doing it tough. Out 3 deep, about 2 lengths off the lead. Surf Coast with a nice trail down on the rails. Followed then, they're going slowly around the 800 turn. Next, Uncle Tony and Diamonds Uncut trying to make ground out wider. In behind them then came Louisville Lass down on the inside, being followed then by Pat Cash, and Current Asset is now last. They're winding it up down by the school, and Maputo Express at the 600 metres, being joined by Valley Brit. Bajura's under pressure. Diamonds Uncut is 4 wide. Now Surf Coast is just praying for a bit of luck, just can't get a run at them at the moment, and Pat Cash from last is swooping 5 deep. Now Valley Brit takes over from Maputo Express, who's beaten on the rail, and then Bajura. Surf Coast getting away from the rail and in the clear now. So around the turn, Valley Brit the leader, a length off. Surf Coast winding up. Valley Brit had a kick early in the straight. Surf Coast trying hard, but it's off the bit. And Valley Brit's in front. Surf Coast can't get there. And Valley Brit won at a length and a quarter to Surf Coast. They got away. About 3 lengths to Maputo Express, held third in front of Bajura's been a big run. Then Uncle Tony. Back behind them then Louisville Lass. She was followed by Diamonds Uncut. Current Asset second last. Pat Cash last.
Well, fascinating race to watch in regards to the tactics. Many will be thinking, well, maybe they just went too slow. It made it just impossible for those who were back. Maputo Express was beaten on the turn, yet due to the tempo of the races, lobbed into third. Valley Brit and Surf Coast, who had the park on Maputo Express, come away. They fight it out, and the favourite wins, $2.50 and $1.20. Defeats the second favourite. Big gap to third in a messy race. The numbers 9, 5, 10 and 6.
Yeah, well, it was a real slow dawdle, wasn't it? And then they clicked.
Welcome back to Alexandra Park. 5 minutes out from race number 8 tonight. That's Anna Donnelly in the background there with her runners. Of course, she's got one drive to come in race number 9 aboard the Crown Jewels. And I think she's got a few drives at the Manawatu meeting on Sunday afternoon. Going to catch up with Kyle Marshall, talk to him about his drive in the last, and also put a couple of drives that he's going to drive at Manawatu on Sunday as well. He's got a nice book there. That'll be prior to race number 10 here tonight. Favourite for this race, Perfect Storm. Zach Butcher takes to drive. 210 the book, 250 the tote. Not a great draw, Barry 8, but gee, was good first up. Came out of that race at superimposed one. When his last mile better than 2 minutes and a half and 57, Perfect Storm. And he came from last to run second. So I think he is the horse to beat. Cincinnati was at the trials on Saturday and did win very impressively. So Perfect Storm by American Ideal for Lincoln Farms, the one to beat in race number 8. Scott Phelan, he drives the 4th favourite, Ideal Roman. Scotty Ideal Roman, he won a race as a 2-year-old. He's a few starts back this time as 3. Is he getting closer to that second win?
Yeah, look, I think he is. He's cold. He just take a bit of more work and a bit more racing. So look, he's getting better and better. And look, tonight won't be far away. So hopefully tonight's the night.
Yeah, he's got a bit of gate speed too, hasn't he? So he's got a couple of things in his arsenal.
Yeah, he has, exactly. And the front row doesn't look overly quick apart from the inside too. So we'll see how they get out the gate, and we'll go from there.
Mate, you got a good book of drives. All the best tonight.
Yeah, shit, thanks, Val.
Yeah, picked up a win on No Doctor Needed, and he's got a very good chance on Ideal Roman, who's at not a bad price on the tote anyway, at $9.70. On the bookies at $6. So Ideal Roman, another one by American Ideal, as is the favourite in race number 8 tonight. I marked them 8 to beat 6. I thought 5 Robert the Bruce is not the worst here. Trained by Andrew Bublitz. Peter Ferguson set a win tonight aboard the trotter in the first, and he takes the drive. Watching his video from the last week, he actually ran out of room at about the 150 metre mark, the son of McCardle, and he squeezed through a gap to get third later. It was a very nice run. He's had the advantage of barrier 1 in his last 2 starts. Drawn out a bit tonight at barrier number 5. The gate speed's just okay, so a couple of quicker ones out from him. He'll look to probably posse up 5th or 6th on the outside and look to get home strongly, Robert the Bruce. One to follow if he doesn't put the foot in the till tonight. Vegas Star, this one trained by the Reed McMullen team. Stephen Reed takes the drive. He's been quite good. Rich Caldo owns this along with Stephen. First up second was good, and he's had 2 fourths behind Ideal World and Superimposed. Wasn't far off them last start, and that was his first run for a month, so you expect natural improvement around Vegas Star. Son of a Real Desire. Marked them 8 to beat 5, 6, 7. There was quite a nice type in this race. One to follow out of this race, a horse called Pocket Major. Be most impressed at the workouts and trials with him, but he is very, very green. He's runner number 3. He's by Major and Art, trained by Wayne Fawcett, and Wayne takes the drive. They've always had a handy horse around them, Wayne and Alan, and this one, been very good at the workouts in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Has run some pretty quick sectionals, but he is very, very green and getting on track tonight. He had a few issues. Getting a bit worked up there. I think he's one to follow, and wouldn't be surprised if he goes a cheeky race at $18. Bookmakers had him pretty short, $6.50. $18 the tote now. Runner number 3, Pocket Major. Let's get upstairs to Aaron White, a minute and a half from race number 8. Aaron, I'm with Perfect Storm here. I thought he was very good first up.
He was very good, and then he's backed it up with a fine workout victory since. The son of American Ideal. He came from a long way back when runner-up and behind Superimposed a couple of weeks ago. Zach Butcher, Ray Green. 5, Robert the Bruce. He was a touch unlucky in that race. Had he got clear, he could have got a bit closer to Superimposed and Perfect Storm. Peter Ferguson, Andrew Bublitz. He was my horse to follow through the summer, so he must be having a win around the corner shortly. The son of McCardle, the one, Are You Ready Girl? She's caught the bouquet the last 3 occasions. Mike Berger, David Butcher gets the nice draw. And 7, Vegas Star, also comes out of that Superimposed race. Was in behind Ideal World 2 starts ago when fresh up. Has to be in the mix. 8, 5, 1 and 7. Craig, we just got a wee bit of an incident over the back there. It had Pocket Major's just thrown himself out on the track, so he's put himself down on the track. The crash crew there with the horse at this stage, so they'll just look to take the sulky off and maybe get this horse up onto all fours again. Pocket Major, just getting some information through now. Yes, hello.
He's out. Pocket
Okay,
Major.
thank you. All right, a late scratching there, Craig. So the 3, Pocket Major, is a late scratching. Late scratching number 3, Pocket Major, ladies and gentlemen, in the 8th on the card.
He was getting very worked up, Aaron, Pocket Major. When he came through the stabling era here, he reared on 3 or 4 occasions. He needed 3 or 4 handlers, including James Stormont and Scott Phelan, to get him on the track, and he's just been worked up ever since then. So, unfortunately for the Connections tonight, because I think they expected a relatively good run. Pocket Major, but it'll keep for another day, and they're ungearing him, so a slight delay. Might get a chance now with a slight delay if the... Get a chance, we'll have a look at Ashburton for that other feature race there for tomorrow afternoon. On option 807 tomorrow afternoon, of course. It is the Newman's Bandag Hamiltonian. Conan Bridge, haven't seen him since the Breeders' Crown. He's a 190 favourite. There he is, 190. Has stayed steady. He's only had the one trial this time, but was at Geraldine in the middle of December. But Paul Nian's a master of getting trotters ready to go He's drawn barrier number 3. Woman's Mate's probably got the fitness on its side. It's coming out of that super Westport Reefton circuit where it got the bonus. 3 wins there. Given a brief let up, but filly by Pegasus Spurred. David will take the drive. Barrier 4. Gershwin, much better last week. That was on the grass, but he's got the ability on the all-weather. Barrier 2. Stevie Golding takes the drive for Greg and Nina Hope. And Donegal Better Gretch, the filly, out at barrier number 7. She's very strong. Bred to pace by Better's Delight, but she's strong. Her gate. Dexter takes the drive. Wouldn't be surprised if she figured in this at $6. But I think Conan Bridge, for me, even without the lack of recent racing, is the class horse of this field. Race 7, number 3, Conan Bridge. He's at 190 with the book on option 807. All those markets out for Ashburton tomorrow afternoon. Of course, got a Neverly R Fillies Series heat as well. That's on option 808. The unbeaten Talker Up. Man, she's been good. Takes on Emily Blunt, who's coming out of those wins at Richmond. And Greg and Nina Hope have got another nice filly. This one by Rock and Roll Heaven. She's won 4 from 6. This Pocket Major works his way back. They won't let this race go until he gets back inside the birdcage. So he's working his way there now. As I say, good fields open at the moment. Ashburton tomorrow afternoon. Mark McNamara will take you through all the coverage here tomorrow afternoon. I think Greg O'Connor might be back from Aussie, so their race is on trackside 2 tomorrow afternoon. Of course, big pick 6 at Otago as well. $250,000 for the Dunedin Cup Day. White Robe Lodge Day there tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you get involved. Plenty of things happening. Not just only in the racing side, but sporting wise as well, with the Black Caps, who've been in wonderful form. Certainly dealing to the Australians. A dominant display in the last 24, 48 hours. Pocket Major coming back now, and this race won't be far away. With 3 minutes overtime, 683 live and pick 6. So enjoy your long weekend, whether you're watching the racing or the cricket or whatever you're doing.
Perfect Storm to run the favourite now, odds on at $1.90 and $1.10. Thanks, Craig. The runners are brushing up now for the Neverly R Stud Mobile Pace, where success breeds success. Neverly R Stud, neverlyarstud.co.nz. Home of multiple award-winning Hall of Fame champion stallion and Christian Cullen. Into the lane they come. $1.90, $1.10. Perfect Storm runs the favourite. Green light racing. Coming out strongly is Ideal Roman, and that'll accelerate off to the early lead over Vegas Star. Then Are You Ready Girl, Perfect Storm and Nato the next. They're followed by Bright and Ideal back second last, and Robert the Bruce the last as they work the stables corner. Stephen Reed about to take Vegas Star around Ideal Roman and take up the running. Are You Ready Girl is third, and 3 back on the marker line as Vegas Star finally gets across to the pegs. They're followed by a Nato, then Perfect Storm as they now sort themselves out into Indian File. Back second last is Bride and Ideal, and Robert the Bruce and Peter Ferguson back last. Through the back, 1,650 to go. And in front is Vegas Star, the Real Desire gelding, lead time in 44.2. Leads by a couple of lengths over Ideal Roman in the trail for Scott Phelan, and 3 back Are You Ready Girl, David Butcher as they turn off and work the showgrounds turn. 2 lengths a Nato, then came Perfect Storm, and the last pair, a Bright and Ideal the inside of Robert the Bruce. So they work across the top. They're about to work into the lane again, and Vegas Star leads Ideal Roman. Are You Ready Girl? She's 3 back on the inside, is moving forward up on the outside. Is Perfect Storm the race favourite with Robert the Bruce in the 1-1, and Nato on the inside of that pair, and Bright and Ideal the last. 32 and 4 the opening quarter of the Neverly R Stud Pace, and they're about to work into their final circuit, and Vegas Star leads by a couple. Ideal Roman second, trailing Perfect Storm. Zach Butcher the race favourite, doing it tough, parked around Are You Ready Girl. Then Robert the Bruce 1-1, and Nato Jabernathy 4 back against the marker line, and Bright and Ideal now onto the back of Robert the Bruce for Morris McKendry second quarter. 30.8 they pace up into the back. where the leader Vegas Star leads by that length and a half. Moving forward, Perfect Storm on the outside of Ideal Roman. Robert the Bruce, he's not going to be unlucky tonight. He's 1-1 for Fergie. Then Are You Ready Girl? She's all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 back on the inside for DJB. Bride and Ideal on the outside of Anato. The last pair as they swing across the top. 450 metres left to go. Vegas Star back straight quarter. 29 seconds leads Perfect Storm. Back on the inside, Ideal Roman. Robert the Bruce about to come out of his trailing 1-1 spot. And then Are You Ready Girl? Bride and Ideal Anato, they come for home. Vegas Star, Perfect Storm. Robert the Bruce to the outside, up the inside, Ideal Roman. And Are You Ready Girl? Vegas Star holds a narrow advantage. Perfect Storm, Robert the Bruce back on the inside, Ideal Roman. Are You Ready Girl? A 5-way go. Robert the Bruce all over the top of them, and Robert's home tonight. Robert the Bruce and Fergie gets a couple. Perfect Storm, Are You Ready Girl? Ideal Roman, Vegas Star. Rushing at them late was Bride and Ideal. Anato to be the last 244.5, 27.9 the final quarter, a half of 56.9. Great finish to the 8th on the card, but Robert the Bruce up in time. McArdle 3-year-old for the Bubblitzes and the Williamses. Andrew Bubblitz trained at Cambridge, and Peter Ferguson. He'll get a couple on the card, and Robert the Bruce caps off some pretty strong maiden form with a win tonight at $6 and $1.60 back for the place. Perfect Storm was right there, Zach Butcher. And a driving finish. Are You Ready Girl not far away. Ideal Roman, Vegas Star, and late at them too was Bride and Ideal. Nice win though, Robert the Bruce in the Neverly Stud Mobile Pace.
Official placings, race 8, the Neverly Stud Mobile Pace. 581674. 581674. Horse 5, Robert the Bruce, paced the 2200 metres in 244.54. Mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.3. Last 856.9. The 427.9. The margins ahead, a half, a nose. 581674, all official, race 8, Neverly Stud Mobile Pace.
5, Robert the Bruce back at the head of the field, raced by Andrew Bubblitz along with M.A. Williams, P.D. Williams and Mrs. E.E. Bubblitz. Congratulations to you. First of hopefully many victories too, Robert the Bruce. It's been a nice win. And gets it done here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Back at the head of the field of McArdle, 3-year-old Bay gelding at a Bumblebee. Andrew Bubblitz trained at Cambridge. And Peter Ferguson back at the head of the field. And Pete's second winning drive on the card tonight. Roger Barnes down there, part of the victory celebrations, a race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. Robert the Bruce was bred by the Grices, KR and BR. 8, Perfect Storm, American Ideal, Saturation, 3-year-old Bay Colt for second, Lincoln Farms Limited, C. Camilleri and K. Pratt, the owners, Ray Green trained at Pukekohe and Zach Butcher. 1, Are You Ready Girl, Changeover Bay, 3-year-old filly, Out of Colour filly for the Warnerfords, K. and Mrs. A. Mike Berger trained at Cambridge, and David Butcher was the driver. $5, Robert the Bruce, $6 even, $1.60, $6 and $1.60. 8, Perfect Storm, $1 even, $1. And 1, Are You Ready Girl, returns $1.70, $1.70. Quinella, $4.70, $4.70. The trifecta, $41.80, $41.80. And the first 4, $137.10, $137.10. 8 and 5 in the double, $12 even, $12. 8 and 8 the concession with the substitute Perfect Storm subbing in for the late scratching pocket major. $1.50. So 8 in the first leg, and you can have 3 and 8 in the second leg to collect the concession of $1.50. 84.44 live units remaining in pick 6. Mitavite Trot 2200 metres, race 9 on the card this evening, and there are no defections in the 9th, and we race in 18 minutes at 7 minutes to 10 o'clock.
Speedy Beat in the mix, and it is worth a mention because it's won 2 of its last 5. 2 starts ago won a C5 race here too and beat Sedgebrook Babe. So look, start 21 today, has 7 wins already, just one of them coming here at Hattrick, but 5 minor placings. Box 6 not ideal, but this is a sort of field I think it's well worth including. 482.10 is pretty nice each way money. Rosso, your thoughts around this race? Certainly looks a touch easier for Corborn Matty from what he's been racing against recently.
Yeah, went 6, 7, 1 and 8. The dog you just mentioned there, Ryan, pretty keen on her, and she has been a trick, and she has probably lined the bookies' pockets a time or two. She's only won 1 from 8 here, and she's been backed a few times. She paid 15 when she won from box 5 here a fortnight ago. That was a really good win, fastest of the night, 17.40. It showed you what can happen when things go her way. And she had a dog that angled across other dogs and helped her out there. Well, tonight she's got box 6. Now, she was stiff from the straw last week, but it was in a tougher field with Sweet Asbro, Allegro, Class and Company. And they ran 17.31. And we've seen what those dogs have done tonight, or Sweet Asbro in particular. Now, tonight's Speedy Beat has a spare box on her inside, Making Time Fresh Up, who's better known over a middle distance, and then the 2 Corborns, boxes 1 and 3, who are not known for their early pace. It's a real opportunity here for the 6. And I think the same can be said for the 7, Loving the Mix, who is a real win or bust type of animal. She's a bit hard to catch, and here she's had 8 starts. Now she's won 3 of them, but only 1 minor placing. She'll come out and run a 17.50 something one week, and the next week she won't be there, but Loving the Mix gets a real opportunity here and comes in a touch fresh too. We haven't seen her since the 11th of January. Don't mind her in that particular state. That's the 7, Loving the Mix, for Angela Turmold, who provided the Quinella in the previous race. And as for Corborn Matty, well, one thing you can say about him is the last time he ran over 305 metres here, he won. It was 6 starts ago. And it wasn't a particularly impressive win. He got there by a nose from Ledger Domain and a pretty timid 17.76. He's run a lot faster. He's a very capable dog over the middle distances. He's run in some very big races and placed in Group 1 races. And here he is here. And it's just a question of how close he stays to them. And he was pretty poor at Monaco off the inside draw, but I always forgive dogs up there with a quiet lure compared to the wire rope here. But really going on the fact that his last 305 start was a win, because then he sort of took on some exalted company thereafter over the middle distances. But he should be in the picture here, really. And the 8 dog Exponential Lily, well, he's been a wonderful sprinter for a long time. It's start 96 tonight. He's won 33 of his races. It's better than 1 and 3 a win. Never mind the 29 placings that go with it. Although he's got a pretty solid record from the 8, it is tougher for him out there. He's still racing pretty well. Without luck of late, he really got into a bind in that Wellington Champion Sprint Final 2 back off box 2 with a few other dogs. Exponential Lily has the capabilities, drawn closer in. I'd be keener on him, but he's not forlorn, and there is one less dog, of course, inside him here. Corborn Steve, well, there's Ledger Domain there up the front. That's the 10, the red, white and blue. And Ledger Domain is now back to Class 3 off the miss at Monaco. It wasn't a bad run there, really. And 2 back, couldn't cross them from the 7, but got up on the pace. Look, there's no doubt that she is a lot better off close in. If she runs a race here, and she could, then you'd go hard on her in a Class 3 next time out. Corborn Steve won at Manukau. It was a pretty good win because he had a bit of a battle with the 1, which probably took the edge off the time a wee bit in an 1870. But nonetheless, this does seem like a slightly more difficult assignment. And making time, we'll be taking notes tonight, but a fresh up win in a sprint of this calibre, you would think probably not. To the Traps Race 11, Inter-Islander, Class 4 and 5, 305 metres. Corborn Steve, Corborn Maddie. No one in box 5 and loving the mix in the 7. Second line, Ledger Domain, where's the 10? And making time, Speedy Beat, Exponential Lily. Speedy Beat 360, the tote. And we are ready to run. Set. Racing. Speedy Beat and Ledger Domain, they share up the pace, and out quickly too was loving the mix going forward. Then Exponential Lily driving through the inside. Corborn Maddie to try and get some of it. Corborn Steve is well back, and so too is making time. Speedy Beat is speeding along up front from loving the mix. Corborn Maddie the inside, and Exponential Lily. Speedy Beat's in. Corborn Maddie second. Third to go by was loving the mix. Fourth is tight. It's Exponential Lily or Corborn Steve. Then Ledger Domain's run finished pretty abruptly, and making time at the back. Now, she might have skipped along here. 17:42 back. And the time's not officially up yet, but it'll be quick for the 6 Speedy Beat. Over the 1, the 7, and fourth was tight, and it's come up at 17:33. So a personal best there, just its second win on the track. Having said that, run home 10:47 and streaked away from them in the end. 3 goes up for fourth. 5, 1, 7 and 3. 17:33. Tidy stuff for Speedy Beat, and third win tonight for Lisa Ahern. And I think it's Les Fall that is the owner of Speedy Beat. Ryan, join us for the last race, number 12. It's a Class 4 sprint. Dogs like Subic Bay in it though. Should be a good one at 10:09.
Thanks, Rosso. Nice tipping too, getting the 6 home Speedy Beat in the Inter-Islander C4 and C5 to the Valley. Race number 3. This is a 2-year-old filly's plate over 1,000 metres. Number 8, Leotai, 2-year-old filly by Darcy Brahma out of Prairie Star, who was by High Chaparral. Dwayne Dunn for Henry Dwyer will keep the interest strong from this side of the Tasman, the 8. And it's drawn 3, and there is some support there for it. $5 the bookies, 7s and $2.50. I just want to give you the fluctuation for that particular runner on track. The money on track opened at 5s, has drifted out to $5.50 with the Australian bookmakers. Here's racing.com.
Is getting so they're broken away from the group. Basso into $4.40, Brittany into $4.60, Leotai into $5.50, which means all the others have moved out except for Genoa, who's still rock solid at the 7. It's a big watch for me.
Okay, interesting race. Looking for a market push, or maybe a push on presentation from the yard from Claire Cunningham. Let's join Simo.
Yeah, the 2-year-old fillies, they handled themselves pretty well, Claire. What'd you like?
They did. I'm going to go with Brittany, their Shea runner. She presented an absolute standout. She was rangy but well put together, coping well with the day out here, and she just looks ready to me. I've put her on top.
Drawn the 1 as well, too.
That will help on a track like this.
Good on you, Claire. All she has to do is just jump and run. Let's get Henry Dwyer in now. Henry Leotai. Is that how you pronounce her name?
I think it's Leotai time, yep.
All right, well, let's tell us about 80k purchase. What about the jump outs leading into today?
She's had 2.5 jump outs, I suppose you'd say. We gave her a really easy one first time out just because she wasn't ready for an 800-metre jump out. Took her to Sandown. She had another easy-ish jump out down the back straight there, and you get a good guide on them there because they do go along pretty solid, and they're against, you know, Prices and Moods and those sort of horses. Had a proper jump out on the course proper Tuesday a week ago, and every time she's jumped out, she's pinged the gates and she's put herself there, which is a big positive for these 2-year-old races. Right. And she was good in the jump out the other day and pushed out to do it, so she should have good fitness there tonight. She's showing a bit of zing for a Darcy Brahma out of a high chap. Yeah, for sure. That's the puzzling sort of aspect of it. It's her first proper prep, so we thought we'd probably be going to the paddock without racing, but she's stood up to it all so far, so we thought we'd give her a run and see where we end up. Jump, let's hope, Henry. That's it. Thanks, Alan. Cheers. All right, good on you, Henry Dwyer. OK, Dean Crongold's going to join me now. Dean, congratulations on your first win at Kilmore. How exciting is it for you to have a 2-year-old runner here at Moonee Valley?
Look, it's very exciting. It's very exciting for the ownership group. Been good friends for over 20 years now, so the core group of the ownership group. And no, it's great to get a horse to the races in good order. And for these guys, yeah, it's fantastic.
Tell us a little bit about your lead-up form with Romensky, number 9.
Yeah, she's had a couple of trials. They've both been quite good. So we thought, being a Vobis Gold qualified horse that we paid up for, we thought we'd have a throw at the stump, so to speak, and have a cracky tonight.
Then go and watch it. They're loading up. Great to catch you.
Thanks, Simon.
There you go, Richo. The 2-year-old fillies are loading up.
Really interesting race here. Money for Bissau. 480 will be your top fluctuation into 440. Brittany, $5 top fluctuation into $4.60. And Leote, $5.50 top fluck into 5. Greg Miles to call the action.
Favourite is Bizot. The punter's ending up with the raced form more than anything. 480 down to 440. Brittany, it's 5 into 460 on track, and Leote 550 into 5. And in she goes now for Dwayne Dunn over at the 1,000 metres. This race won last year by Heatherly in the same stable that produces the favourite Bizot. Matthew Ellerton and Simon Zara. So Miss Dominance about to come along into the lineup now. Down to 480 Leote, so she's in again, 550 down to 480, but Bizot favourite ahead of Brittany. Boss slides out of the saddle on Miss Dominance. Zazis still away, and so is Bizot. He'll jump from an outside barrier. Genoa will be on her outside. She's a half to Haybar. Might have placed in this race last year. Here's Zazis coming up, a ready for Mark Zara. Lines in. Been quite well supported already. She's been ended and scratched a few times lately. Here's Fra Jester going into the barriers. So they're nearly right. Third event over the 1,000 metres for the fillies. Bizot lines in now for Caitlin Mellion. And that'll leave it then for Genoa to come up, and she's just become a little bit agitated. She's swishing the tail, and she's wandered about 100 metres or so away from the barrier stalls. She's becoming a little bit skittish over there, resenting the barrier attendants trying to reach out and grab her bridle. They've got her now on the rider, Damien Lane, who incidentally rode Heatherly to win this race last year. He slips out of the saddle, and Genoa is going to be led up into the gates. Previous on the card won by Ballybrit for the stable that produces Genoa here. David Hayes and Tom Dabney. Good on-pace ride by Luke Curry in a very slowly run race. And the first was taken by Paradancer in a very fast run race where they actually broke the class record. So Genoa now takes her place in the barriers, and at the 1,000 metres, the 2-year-old fillies are right to go. Bizot is the favourite, drawn over near the outside. Field ready. They're off. Bizot, one of the better ones to jump on the outside, already got away quickly, so did Genoa. Just behind those is Leote pushing up into 4th placing, and Brittany holds a place on the rail, followed by Fastidious. A length and a half further back in the field came Miss Dominance. They were being followed by Zazis, and then towards the end is Romensky, who's second last, and Fra Jester's last. So coming through the gap now, and Bizot doing a little bit of work, but she has the lead, hasn't been able to cross. Leote, who holds the inside, 3/4 away second, and Neck already in third, and they're followed then by Genoa. Brittany down on the rails in 5th placing, and then Miss Dominance. The rest headed by Fastidious, who's losing ground around the turn. Bizot in front already, coming home strongly. Leote is in behind them with Brittany, and on their outside Genoa running on, followed by Miss Dominance. Already stormed into the lead. Brittany's getting over heels, trying to run on. It's already by more than a length though. Brittany battling away strongly second, but already is too fast and wins it well. Already by 2 lengths to second Brittany. Now Romensky's made up tremendous ground, probably grabs third in a photo from Zazis and Miss Dominance. Then Fra Jester. Behind them Bizot dropped out, and so did Leote in the run to the judge, and they were followed further back then by Genoa, and dropping out a bad last actually was Fastidious.
$12 to $15 on course, pays $20.
Already's paid big odds. The 2-year-old filly by Street Sense out of Aja Myers, who was by Gold Away, the Irish sire. Matt Allen for Robbie Griffiths out of Cranbourne. To the park, 4 minutes out, Craig, race number 9. How good was the finish to the last?
Very good finish, wasn't it? Peter Ferguson, he's on a bit of a run in the last 24 hours, Ryan. He got a couple at Manawatu last night. He's got a couple here tonight, both of them at decent odds. Torby one around about $9. That one around about 6, 7 to 1. Of course, he drives Got to Go Twinkle in this one here. $31 the book, $10 on the tote. Peter Ferguson, have a good night. For me, I thought it was a tricky race, Ryan. I thought the horse that did attract my attention going through the parade ring was runner number 1, Tui's Luck. Gee, it looked good. If I was backing one on looks and the way it paraded, $9 a tote. Not the worst here for James Stormont. Was in my top 3 anyway, but just on looks, gee, it caught my eye. Timatic Success, backed and beaten last start. Josh Dickey takes the drive. This is what he had to say. Josh Dickey prior to the 9th tonight. And 3, 2, 1. Josh, Timatic Success. She's getting better. That win's not far away.
No, it's not. In saying that, we probably weren't that happy with her run last start. We sort of thought she'd go close to winning that night, and although I got out late, she sort of only just whacked away the last bit. We've changed a few things at home just to work and that sort of thing, but she's got a little bit of ability, this trotter, and if she gets it right, she'll be right there.
Superstars in tomorrow night from your stable, Speeding Spur. Unfortunately, he's drawn out outside a couple of good ones in Keystone Dell and, of course, Mon Bay. What's the reports from the camp during the week?
Look, Dad's wrapped with him. He got over there Wednesday night. He had quite a long night on Wednesday, and he said he's jumping out of his skin there. So, look, he's looking forward to racing him. It's going to be interesting to see how he lines up against these top lot. And saying that, we're really pleased with this horse, and I'm sure he's going to put his best foot forward and, give him a good run.
Speeding Spur tomorrow night. Looking forward to see him go. Taking on Mon Bay. Glenferrie Typhoon, Keystone Dell, Habibti, Greatfield tomorrow night, the Grand Prix from Melton. My numbers here, 5 on top to beat 1, 2 and 9. 5, 1, 2 and 9. And there is runner number 2, Le Monde. Want to have a look at him. Of course, those famous colours. Charlie Hunter, part owner here, the Hunter family. This one by Love You out of Cipollini, only a 3-year-old. It's looked good at trials, and saying though, those trials have been with limited starters. Bit different under race night conditions, bigger field. Hasn't been at Alexandra Park on race night before. But he does look a nice type, but he's obviously got a decent motor because he is equal favourite now at $4.70. Runner number 2, Le Monde. Sean takes the drive. 5 on top to beat 2. 1, 2, his luck was the one that caught my eye going through the parade ring. By Pegasus Spirit of How's Lucky. Owned by the Tims. Nice type this. Half to Lucky Fortune that went round earlier in the night. Gallop last start. Made up a lot of ground though. I thought if it was the roughie of the night, this is it. $8 into $7.40. Runner number 1, 2, his luck. Just caught my eye. I thought it paraded really well here tonight. And best of the rest, the Crown Jewels. Was out earlier in the night after about race number 6 by Pegasus Spur, another one out of Landora's Image. Anna Donnelly takes the drive tonight on runner number 9, Fresh Up. Had a run at the workouts last week. One to include in your top 4 and hasn't been missed. $6.90, $3.20. We'll start off the unruly, the Crown Jewels. Aaron White, 30 seconds out from a nice race for the maiden trotters, an even affair. The Crown Jewels is on the top for you, just in front of the first starter, Le Monde.
Yeah, Fresh Up, another year on the Pegasus per gelding, and he looked pretty good in his motion too through the prelim there. It was a good workout second recently. Go back in mid-August when runner-up and behind Cyclone Chief before that horse went across to the Breeders' Crown. It was a very good second here. Manners will be the key. Anna Donnelly for Nicky Chilcott on top for me. The 9 over the 2, Le Monde, the Love You gelding out of Cipollini, so he's got all the breeding on the side, raced by the Hunters, and Mrs. M.A. Cannell out there in Charlie's famous colours, of course. Sean McCaffrey to do the driving. We'll put in the 5, Timatic Success has to be considered. It was a gutsy effort last time when 3rd. And 2, his luck, yes, off the inside. Another one where Manners will be the key. James Stormont doing the driving. 9, 2, 5 and 1 for me, Craig, and the second to last.
Thanks, Aaron. Other chances, Arana Lee for Mark Jones. Zach Butcher takes the drive. She missed away last start, or stepped and then broke and lost her chance. She's a filly that's shown speed. 2200's ideal for her. If she gets around that first bend, should be a chance in the race as well, as will Angus Bolt. Of course, owned by James McDonald, this one, along with Brett Mangos, Warren Oliver, looked good at the trials, but hasn't put together on race day yet. He was okay at Alexandra Park last start. He's at a good quote, $17, and Mango takes the drive. Set to go for race number 9. Here's Aaron.
Thank you, Craig, as the runners come forward for the 9th on the card here, the Mitavite Trot, 2,200 metres. And they're off now. And they all come down and trotting in the early stages. That's a good sign. Arana Lee's going to be the first out. As I say, that Lundqvist has now gone up in the air. Taimati Success to second. Jin's gone for an early gallop. Getting underneath that Tui's Luck around at Angus Bolt. And also coming through the Crown Jewels. Lamont back on the inside. Just took Friday to gallop. It didn't gallop himself. He has got through. Got to go Twinkles ahead of him. Angus Fogg, Lundqvist back in the field. And Jin, after the early mistake, will be the last on settling. So heading into the back and 1750 metres left to go, and in front is Arana Lee and cuts away by a half a dozen. Taimati Success, similar margin away to his luck. They're followed by Angus Bolt and the Crown Jewels. Then got to go Twinkle. Angus Fogg on the outside of Lundqvist, and Jin is the last as they trot down to the lead time 50.3, and just in front of Jin was Le Mans. So they turn off the back and work the showgrounds turn, and Arana Lee and Zach Butcher away by a couple. Taimati Success, Joshua Dickey has the Lovely Drag in the trail, and Tui's Luck third. Angus Bolt looking to come away from the marker line for Mango. The Crown Jewels will get onto its back and take the 1-1 as Angus Bolt does come away from the markers. They're followed then by Gotta Go Twinkle, Angus Fogg, Lamont on the outside of Jin, and now Lundqvist the last. The opening quarter 33.7. So they work down to the Judge Bell and a lap to go, and they're about to trot past Michael Hawker, who's up in the North Island here too, having a stag do. He's going to be married shortly, and they work into the final circuit, and Arana Lee leads from over on the inside in second. Was going to be on the inside Joshua Dickey with Taimati Success, and Tui's Luck now sitting out parked. Angus Bolt 1-1. Got to go Twinkle the inside, then the Crown Jewels. They're followed back in the field, Jin. Up over on its outside is Angus Fogg, and then Le Monde, and out of the contest is Jin. 32-3 that second quarter. Through the back they go. Arana Lee over Tui's Luck and Taimati Success. A couple to Angus Bolt on the outside have got to go Twinkle. The Crown Jewels about to be stoked up now by Anna. Has 5 lengths to make up as they turn off the back straight. Further back in the field is Jin, and they're followed then by Angus Fogg and Le Monde, and out the back is Lundqvist. The back straight quarter 29.4. So they're about to come for home. Arana Lee, Tui's Luck, Taimati Success. The Crown Jewels getting to the outside. Got to go Twinkle, the inner homeward bound. Arana Lee, Tui's Luck, Taimati Success. 2 lengths the Crown Jewels. Le Monde is running on, and got to go Twinkle, Taimati Success the inside. Arana Lee and Tui's Luck and the Crown Jewels. Arana Lee gallop, Taimati Success in front. Tui's Luck lunging. Taimati Success beats Tui's Luck. Got to go Twinkle, I say, just third in front of Le Monde. There's a black booker in the race, and the Crown Jewels 5th. They were followed by Angus Fogg and Arana Lee and Angus Bolt and Jin, and Lundqvist in 255.3, 29.4 was the final quarter. Taimati Success gets the maiden victory tonight. The Great Success filly, John and Joshua Dickey, the trainers, Joshua. They'll pick up 2 on the program, 2 square gating wins. Tui's Luck second. The goes for third. Got to go Twinkle. Initially looked like it had got it, but I would say Le Monde up on the outside with the angle in its favour is going to be very, very prominent there in that photo. For a third, not far off those was the Crown Jewels and the Mitavite Trots.
Official placings, race 9, the Mitavite Trot. 5, 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. 5, 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. Horse 5, Taimati Success, trotted the 2200 metres and 255.31. Mile rate of 28.2. Last 858.8. 429.4. Margins a neck, 1 3/4 lengths a nose. 5, 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. Race 9, the Mitavite Trot.
Taimati Success to come back at the head of the field. Ari Napier, the owner. John and Joshua Dickey pick up 2 as trainers tonight. Joshua 2 in the Soul Key will come back at the head of the field. A nice win. A deserved maiden victory too for the Great Success. Tozzie's sister, a 3-year-old filly. T.O. and O.J. Hickman, the breeders of Taimati Success, back at the head of the field. Win 1 at start number 6 here this evening. Pat Gubb down there, part of the victory celebrations. 1, 2, his Luck Pickers, a Spurhouse Lucky 3-year-old bay filly for second, raced by the Timsers. Mrs. R.G. along with B.R. James Stormont, the trainer-driver out of Pukekohe. And in for a third was number 2, Le Monde, the Love You, Cipollini 3-year-old bay gelding, raced by CS and Mrs. A.M. Hunter, Mrs. M.A. Connell, and Miss F.M. Hunter. Sean McCaffrey, the driver, Sean along with Ross Painter, the preparers out of Cambridge. Taimati Success number 5, $3.80 and $1.30, $3.80 and $1.30. 1, 2, his Luck at $2.60, $2.60, and 2 Le Monde at $1.50, $1.50. Quinella, $14.10, $14.10. The trifecta, $78.40, $78.40. And the first 4 returns $1,097.70. $1,097.70. And we'll have an update on pick 6 just as soon as that does filter through to my screen going into the last race tonight. The Alex Barr and Eatery Mobile Pace. 2,200 metres is the journey. We scratch number 2. That's how we roll out of the last. And the last is time to go at 23 minutes after 10. As I was mentioning just prior to the race, Michael Hawker up here from the South Island. Of course, he's up here for his stag do. He's here at the park tonight. Then he'll be off to the Nines over the weekend. Then he's off getting married. So good luck to Michael and the team. Luke and Guy. Peter, they were up in the commentary box earlier tonight. And hopefully they've made plenty of money. So there's Michael. Thumbs up. He's the one to give a shout to. Make sure you buy him a beer tonight. Plenty of reasons that he'll need a beer. He's about to get married.
To talk, Jeff Gould for Kelly Dowdy. Railed through, set sail after the leader and collared that front runner at about the 100-metre mark. Show Command came gamely down the outside, but there's Time to Talk going on strongly to score.
And the 4th, Time to Talk, Jeffrey Gould, too good in the 2nd at the Sunny Coast. 6 minutes out from the lucky last. Book your function at Hattrick C4, and usually by this time she's fair rocking along at Hattrick Raceway. Subic Bay $2.20 and $1.10, and what's a pretty strong race. This C4, the lucky last. A lot of form to look up and down at. Rapidash is one of them, and gee, the odds are big, but a big rise in class for Rapidash here. But gee, when you look at the form line and you see it, you think 310 the place. Don't mind that from box number 2 either, and the box 2 stats are okay. We'll take a break here on trackside 1, then we'll go up and down this form line and then get to Rozzo for the lucky last.
When New Zealand's leading studs and stables want scientifically formulated nutrition for their horse,
Trackside 1 back at Hattrick, race number 12 on the card. Favourite here, Subic Bay. 2/4 in its last 2 starts, but you've only got to look at who it was 4th behind in that last start, Sweet As Bro, who came out today and absolutely dominated. And look, he was probably the best part of about 4 lengths off him. The track stats with Subic Bay, loves it round here. Has won 4 from 7. Box 4's only had the 1 run. It was no good that day, but I think Subic Bay can be in the finish here. 305 metres, won't want to muck around at the start. One that's been pinging away well recently is Vito Baxter, and that's long in the odds too, but short in the place odds at $1.80, conspicuously low in that market actually at this time. It's actually the second favourite in the place pool, the 5 Vito Baxter, but second to last in the win pool. So it's a little bit upside down on this market, the 5 Vito Baxter. 3 minutes out from the 12th, Rozzo. I see you've got Subic Bay on top here. Is it as good as a get out of jail?
Oh, I don't know that it is, Ryan. If I was having to do that, I think I'd try and work around some trifectas first 4s. My concern about Subic Bay, and there's no doubt about his talent and his ability, and when he first came to New Zealand, he started ripping out those 17-20s like, wow. And then there was actually some writing on the wall 3 starts back when, although he was badly checked by Ritzer Roman at the first bend, his first 100 metres was well down on what you would expect, and you would have expected that he would have been further forward based on his prior form. And then the same applied in the follow-up race from box number 2. And again, to some extent last week in that fast race, Sweet As Bro, and I watched it again this morning, and Allegro Class, and again, it's like he just hasn't been. It's like, yeah, sure, he gets jammed up a bit at the bend, but in his vintage 17-20 form, he wouldn't have been where he was. So I just have those concerns about him. I thought he needed to go on top-down grading, and the ability's there, we know. Caesar Chance is not quick off the lids. Rapid Dash isn't the fastest to get moving. Smash Allegro's got good box speed, but he very rarely sprints, and especially here. So with the 4, and it's a really interesting field because what we've got is we've got dogs that have been competitive in Class 5, like Subic Bay, Smash Allegro, Caesar Chance. Happy Wife's been to C5, whether she was competitive. Yeah, I suppose she was to a point, but she'll get back there again, you would think. And then you've got the up-and-comers, the likes of Rapid Dash, Brother Funky Freddy, and Vito Baxter. And Allegro will go, I'm not quite sure where she fits because she is just completely, she's as good a win or bust as I've ever seen. 17 starts now, 7 wins, no minor placings. That's win or nothing. And in this grade, you'd think it would be nothing from box 8. So went 4, 1, 2 and 3. Smash Allegro off the inside, as I say, no doubting his box speed, but he's better known over a middle distance. He very rarely sprints, and especially here. He has won a sprint here in a 17.63, but it wasn't yesterday. And his recent races being at Manawa 2. But in Class 4 company, it's hard to deny him a chance. Now, Rapid Dash has won 3 of her last 4, and she's posting some serious times. 17.48, the most obvious of those 3 starts back. It's just a question of where she lands in the early posse because, like last time, she got back and she did a really good job to win from the 8, but it was 17.74, which isn't going to cut it here, but 17.48 will. And the 3-dog sees a chance. Well, he had his chance off the 1 last Friday, but he's just not quick into stride. He finished 3rd. Happy Wife beat him, and Happy Wife could beat him again, but I did put her in behind him. She's out in box number 6 tonight. She's never actually drawn 6 before. 25th start for her today, but she can skip along. She's another 17.50 dog. Funky Freddy, he was a Class 3 winner 2 back. He had the 1 though. He looked a special there. Box 7's going to make it really tough for him out here. And Vito Baxter, well, yeah, he's starting to run time. It's way and above his toughest test to date, the 5-dog. To the boxes, race 12, book your function at Hattrick Class 4. Smash Allegro off the inside, followed up Caesar Chance, Vito Baxter and Funky Freddy. Second line will be Rapid Dash, Subic Bay, Happy Wife and Allegro will go. Subic Bay is 260 the tote into 240 the book. What will we see from him tonight? We're about to find out. Ready. Racing. Subic Bay is one of the last away here. Good line. Happy Wife out nicely. Smash Allegro pours it on too. Rapid Dash is handy too, going around that bend. Getting to the inside there is Vito Baxter. Subic Bay's trying to follow it through. Sees a chance as well back with Funky Freddy, and Allegro will go. Smash Allegro in front, charging after it. Subic Bay. Smash Allegro from Subic Bay. Happy Wife third, sees a chance to fourth, then Vito Baxter. Next across then was a Rapid Dash. Allegro will go and Funky Freddy. So it's been the former proven C5s to the 4 here on the last, and Smash Allegro doing the job. Look, after the way it jumped, Subic Bay's done a terrific job to get close. 1 over the 4. Happy Wife, who made a good beginning, and then sees a chance, who's come from the back. Something really, really strange has just landed on my wall here. There's a million moths and insects here tonight. You've probably seen them in the background. And we can see them flying there. Or is that the sand? Probably the sand. I can tell you there's a million moths, and they want to make my commentary box their home. Into the first bend. It was a good jam up, but Smash Allegro held firm. Man, it was a big run, Subic Bay. 10.50 run home, 17.46 up top, 1.46 and 3. Just need some margins. Winner, Smash Allegro by collision out of Hi-Fi Allegro. Lisa Ahern owns and trains, and she has posted 4 wins tonight. 3/4 by 3/4 by 2. A brace for John McInerney and also for Matt Roberts a wee bit earlier on, and that is our night here. Ryan, on behalf of the team, directed by Tony Upper, we bid you a very good evening here from Hattrick Raceway. We're back on Monday. The races are here just after midday on the day that is going to be recognised as the holiday for Waitangi Day, which of course is officially tomorrow. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday.
Thanks, Rosso. Great calling tonight. Looking forward to the Hattrick races on Monday. I think I'll be strapped into some cricket and racing. Tohara on 2, and that third game in the Chapel Hadley series. Moonee Valley very shortly, 3 minutes out. We don't have a lot of time after this. It's 3,000 metres and they scoop into Alexandra Park. Let's get to the Valley now, 3 minutes out.
Very well. And like I say, we can't fault him. He looks fit. He's very well. And over 3,000 metres, let's just go.
Where are you going to roll? On speed?
Yeah, definitely. First 4.
Okay. Good luck to you, Archie. Good to see you. All the best. Let's go to Matty for a market update, and we'll be back with Richie Lamming.
Thank you very much, Simon. Well, it's money back for Clint's tip here, Dane Hustler. So the early money was for Waxing. Now it's coming for the second favourite, and it's a really good battle for favouritism now. So Dane Hustler into $3.30 has just overtaken Waxing as we speak, out to $3.40. So there's the new favourite. Renew at $6. Kelkia still at that $6, and Sly Romance has drifted to $7.50. Worst result for us, the 3.
Okay, 3, which is the top selection from Hutch. We've got joint favourites here on course. Let's catch up with Richard Lamming, who trains a promising young stayer in Sly Romance.
And only 4 years of age, out of by Pentire. Richie, he was solid at Cranbourne last start.
Yeah, very good effort. First time at the distance. I was very happy with him. So look forward to seeing him again.
So what do you do with him, mate? You bring him to the Valley. It's another 3,000 metre race. He sat on the speed there at Cranbourne. Similar scenario here.
Yeah, absolutely. I left it up to Jackie. There looks to be a little bit of speed. We'll be in the first 4 or 5. He'll get the distance and he'll get out and get rolling at the 600 and make them all stay.
What's your take apart from the toppy on the field?
Oh, look, it's an even bunch. I think the horse that beat me last time's the one to beat. We've improved though. He's come on really good in track work. I expect him to run really well.
Don't leave him out. It's great to catch you, Richie. All the best.
Yes, thank you.
He had a good day at Mornington today, folks. Back to you, Richo.
Yeah, 5.50 to 7.50 here on course, and well, your assessment of him, he was terrific behind your top selection in Dane Hustler. That horse I'm talking about, of course, is Sly Romance.
Yeah, no, it was a good performance, wasn't it? And as I said, they drew well clear of the third place get on that occasion, and I think they'll both acquit themselves well again. I'm not surprised there's not a touch more support for Sly Romance, but Kelkia is another one that, you know, I thought was a touch unlucky last start in terms of the way the race was run, and just couldn't get the revs up when he needed to. So I think Kelkia could easily turn the tables on Waxing.
No surprise to see some market move here for the toppy. Renew class in the race, $7 into $5.50, all the way down to a 84 grade now. over 3,000 metres for Renew. You only got to go back 5 starts when I thought he ran a terrific race without any luck in the Geelong Cup behind Al Moon Quith, and we know that form was franked after that performance. All right, they're loading here for race number 4. Here's Greg Miles to call the action.
So they're moving in well. Next one to come along is going to be Renew. Be a great winning chance if he finds his best form. He won a Sandown Cup a couple of springs ago. Now Grassini getting a lead along into his place in the machine. Been placed in lesser company in his last few starts. Waxing coming up for Craig Williams in company with Grassini. So over at the 3,000 metres, the field is nearly right to go. Terrific crowd on hand here. They're still streaming into the track. Club's done a wonderful job in promoting this Chinese New Year meeting. So they're nearly ready to go here. Dane Hustler coming up into her place for Nick Hall. Good solid staying win at Cranbourne, beating Sly Romance last time out. They meet again here. They're ready. Field is right. Lights blink away. And they're off and racing. And that was a beautiful start for a 3,000 metres race. And Grassini, one of the first to show. Melodora is up there in the early part, and Sly Romance is handy. Real Jazz not too far away from them. And Good Target is going up on the outside as they settle into stride now. Renews around the middle of the field. Waxing has been eased back, and he settles second last. So up to the top turn they race now. Grassini being joined on the outside by Good Target, who's looking for the lead out wide. They're followed in third placing then by Real Jazz. Fourth on the outside is Renew at a moderate tempo. He's wide out. And then 2 lengths away, Sly Romance outside Melodor. They're followed 2 lengths further back by Celtic Prince, who's a good way back along the inside with Kelkia. 2.5 lengths away is Waxing, and a length away is Dane Hustler. And she settled last of all. 2,000 metres left to go. Up towards the turn the first time round. And Good Target shows the way by a length. Second is Real Jazz, and Renew's posted out 3 wide on the speed. In behind them, Grassini in the red cap is fourth. 2 to Sly Romance getting a good trail. And they're followed Melodor, a little worse in midfield on the rail as Renew's going to the lead now. Then Kelkia, followed by Celtic Prince, a length to Waxing and 2 lengths to Dane Hustler. Renew's up level with the leader as they make the turn out of the straight. He's pressing on to find the front, but Good Target just kicks up a little bit along the rails and holds him out. And at the 1,600, they're 2.5 lengths in front. Real Jazz is in third placing. Melodor fourth on the inside of Grassini. 2 lengths to Celtic Prince, Sly Romance. A length and a half to Kelkia. A length and a half to Waxing, who races equal on the outside at the tail of the field with Dane Hustler. Inside the 1,400 metres, and out in front is Good Target. Did a bit of work early and shows the way by a half Renew, and 2 lengths away Melodor. She's had a good run, and then 2 lengths further back in the field is Real Jazz. Celtic Prince on the inside of Grassini. 2 to Sly Romance. A length away then is Dane Hustler, a half Kelkia, and now Waxing is a length off at the tail. Inside the 1,000 metres they race, and the leader Good Target by 3/4 Renew. On the rail, Melodor is third. Fourth on the outside is Real Jazz. A length further back is Celtic Prince. He's midfield on the rail, followed by Grassini. They run the 800 turn. 2 lengths to Sly Romance. A length and a half Kelkia. Dane Hustler back second last, and last is Waxing on the rail. The favourite still at the tail of the field. Up the side, 700 metres left to run now, and Good Target narrowly from Renew. And on the outside, Real Jazz. Hard at it now, Melodor, and getting into the clear is Celtic Prince. He's starting to run on quite well from Grassini. Now Sly Romance is coming around the outside, finishing off, followed by Kelkia. Then Dane Hustler will thread through, and Waxing is still last, but only 7 lengths now. Real Jazz and Renew. Real Jazz is straight to the lead. Sly Romance responding on the outside, and then Grassini. Waxing still second last. Into the straight though, and it's Real Jazz by 2 lengths to Sly Romance down the outside, and then Grassini and Renew. Real Jazz in front with 100 to go. Now Sly Romance starts to come at it with Grassini in the middle. Real Jazz in front though. Real Jazz won it by a half a length. Sly Romance a half a length away is Grassini third. Then Celtic Prince, Kelkia, Renew. Waxing out wide on the course, made a little bit of late ground, but just gave them a big start. Then Dane Hustler, a long way back.
11, 9 and 5 at Moonee Valley. Real Jazz gets the money here. We're not far away from race number 10 at Alexandra Park. We'll talk to Kyle Marshall shortly. the last, the favourite. He drives Celtic Warrior 240 on the book, 290 on the tote. Elliot Daniel 380 the book, 340 the tote. Atomic Falcon $6, both book and tote. Of course, across the Tasman tomorrow night, the Grand Prix Mon Bay. He's your $1.50 favourite. He's chasing 5 in a row. That race, of course, tomorrow night, 10:32. Barrier number 4. He may have to sit outside them to win tomorrow night. He's good enough to do it. He was outstanding last week, chasing them down. Glenferrie Typhoon's very quick off the inside. We've got Keystone Dell at 3. Speeding Spur, who's 2 from 2 on the track, at $10. And Habibti, the Kiwi, $51 tomorrow night, 10:03 tomorrow night from Melton. And of course, race number 8 is their feature there. The Hunter Cup at 11:32. Ahoka Punter 330, Smold at 260. Such a good star, and he's never been out of the money at Melton. I thought he was good last week. He came up the passing lane behind Lenny the Shark. 155 last mile. He was very, very good. Chucking the ex-Kiwis, Franco Nelson's in there, Franco Ledger. And of course, Mosta O'Connor for the hopes. Not just Mon Bay, but Mosta O'Connor tomorrow night, $10 fixed odds if you want to back him. Those are the 2 options that are open at the moment. Option 228 for the Delray Hunter Cup, 3,280 metres over the extreme staying test. 11:32 on trackside 2 tomorrow night. Let's get to Kyle Marshall with his thoughts about Celtic Warrior. For your time, mate. Had a pretty good season, 18 wins for the season. Things progressing well.
Yeah, very happy the way things are going. Getting a few drives for different trainers, and yeah, just can't thank them enough. Thank the owners and trainers.
And the last tonight, you drive Celtic Warrior for a guy, Tim Vince, that you've driven plenty for in the past, and you had a win on this bloke 2 starts ago at Thames. He seems to be going quite well.
Yeah, he went good in Thames Cup. Probably a bit unlucky at Rotorua. Probably wasn't sort of a track that you could make ground on easy. We sort of struggled for a gap up the straight, but he was right there.
Chances tonight, mate. You're drawn out a little bit, but he's a 7-win horse. He's in a claiming race. It looks his type of race.
Yeah, it is, I reckon. With cash in there, we'll probably look to go back at the start. If they're going slow enough, we might make a move around the bow. But yeah, we'll just see the way things are going.
Drove at Manawatu last night, and you had a win aboard Aces and Eights, and appeared to be a couple of good runs on the night, including Staggerly for Sunday. For the viewers out there, you've got thoughts about what you could point them in the right direction?
Yeah, Staggerly went quite good. She paced a bit rough up the straight, but they went quite a quick half. We sort of just sprinted up that last half, but she's drawn 3 the second row. I'll probably drive her a bit different on Sunday, probably look to go around them a bit earlier, and yeah, she went good enough. I reckon she'll be able to stick on.
You're having a wonderful season, 18 wins for the season, well up in the driving ranks on the junior drivers ladder, so long may it continue, and good luck aboard Celtic Warrior in the last.
Thanks, Eric.
Well, Marshall with his thoughts about Celtic Warrior. Staggerly's 4:29 race 8 on Sunday, if you want to paste one in the hat to mark down for Sunday afternoon at Manawatu. Very keen on that runner. Kyle Marshall, 18 wins for the season. He drives a favourite in the last here, Celtic Warrior. My top tip to win 8 on top. I think 4 cash in. If it got away with it, the $6 is value on the tote. I think he's the natural leader in the race. Trent Letherby will look to go forward. I don't see too many attacking early. I think he'll get the front. And if he rates him okay, cash in the winner of 2 of its last 3 could steal this race. Sakura, Elliot Danley and Atomic Falcon, all chances of getting some money. 8 on top for the danger in the last for me. Great.
The runners brushing up onto the yellow bar arm for the last, the Alex Bar and Eatery mobile pace. Yeah, thank you, Craig. And the last on the card, they move up with Celtic Warrior 220 to start from the outside of the arm, the yellow bar arm that is, and $4.20, $1.20, Elliot Daniel, horse number 6. We go to $6.20, $1.50 for cash in, horse number 4. There's a swing into the lane. 2 1/4 laps under the ribbon of light to wrap up the action tonight. The green light flashes, racing, Cashin comes off the arm as expected strongly to be the early leader from Piriurapari. Getting the run through Nicole Vidasova. Up over on the outside then was Atomic Falcon. Nicole Vidasova away from the markers to look to go and get prominent to these leaders. Back in the field, Sakura, Charming Desire, Elliot Daniel and Celtic Warrior. They've been taken back from wide draws. 1800 to go in Cashin, freewheeling by a couple. Up on the outside, Nicole Vidasova of Piriurapari securing the run in the trail. A couple of lengths away, Atomic Falcon and Royden Downey. Then Sakura and Philip Butcher there followed back in the field to Charming Desire. Second last is Elliot Daniel. And Celtic Warrior the last, an elite time of 42.8. 1500 left to pace as they work off the back and work the showgrounds turn, and Cash and Trent Letherby by a couple. Piriurapari, Ben Butcher's got the run in the trail, and Nicole Vidasova with Salish Abernathy aboard sits out parked. In the 1-1 is Atomic Falcon. Back on the inside, Charming Desire for Tony Cameron. Back in the field, Sakura, Elliot Daniel, Abernathy second last, and been patiently handled. Celtic Warrior, the race favourite with Kyle Marshall. 31-4 the opening quarter of the Alex Bar and Dietrich pace, and it's Cashin working down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. Over Nicole Vidasova, Piriurapari, lovely run in the trail, and 1-1 Atomic Falcon. Then Charming Desire, 3 back on the inside as they work the stables corner final time tonight. Sakura's back in the field, Elliot Daniel, and Celtic Warrior looking to take off from the rear. Out they go with 8.50 to go. Cashin still to be caught. He leads by a length and a quarter over Nicole Vidasova, 30-4 the second quarter. Still getting that lovely run in the trail, Piriurapari, Atomic Falcon 1-1. Around Charming Desire is coming forward, Sakura, Elliot Daniel, and Celtic Warrior, 2 of the favourites well back in the contest. Cashin to the end of the back straight. Leads that length, Nicole Vidasova. Out of the 1-1 Atomic Falcon. Piriurapari waits the passing lane. Sakura works into the race with Celtic Warrior. Back on the inside then, Charming Desire. Elliot Daniel's got to get around all runners and make up 7 lengths to be a winner. In the last 29-9 the back straight quarter. Cashin, Sakura comes up strongly the outside. Atomic Falcon, Celtic Warrior, Elliot Daniel running on. Sakura, Philip Butcher drives it to the front over Cashin. Celtic Warrior, Elliot Daniel stomping home down the outside but breaking away Sakura. Here comes a well-deserved victory. 50 to go and Sakura's going to bolt in. Sakura, Cashin, Celtic Warrior, Elliot Daniel, Charming Desire a touch unlucky in 5th. They were followed by Atomic Falcon, then Piriurapari, Nicole Vidasova, 243.7. The last half was completed in 58.9 and the final quarter 29. Sakura for Logan Hollis and Shane Robertson. Philip Butcher doing the driving, pounced at the top of the lane. And the Badlands Hanover 5-year-old gets his 4th victory at start 37 and powers away. Cashin battles on bravely for second. Trent Letherby in front of Celtic Warrior and Elliot Daniel to make up the first 4. In the last, the Alex Bar and Dietrich mobile pace.
Official placings race 10, the Alex Bar and Eatery mobile pace. 748,635. 748,635. Horse 7, Sakura, paced the 2200 metres in 243.66. A mile rate of 159.7. Last 858.9. The 429. The margins 4.5 lengths, a half neck, 1 1/4 lengths. 748,635. Race 10, the Alex Bar and Eatery mobile pace.
Last call of the night from Judge Graham McLennan goes the way of 7 Sakura, raced by DB Hickey along with Shane Robertson. Logan Hollis, Shane Robertson trained out of Pukekohe, and Philip Butcher doing the driving will come back victorious in the last win 4 at start 37 this evening for the Sarno Badlands Hanover, and Kurihalpo Legend, a 5-year-old bay gelding bred by the Renwicks PI and Mrs. PM. Paul Lowther down there, part of the victory celebrations, a race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 4 Cash in Washington VC, Trick and Treat, 7-year-old Brown Gelding for second, raced by TJ Letherby. Eddie Phelan trained at Manukau and Trent doing the driving. And in for third was Celtic Warrior. The Mark III G.I. Jane, 6-year-old Bay Gelding. TR Vince, the owner. Tim Vince trained at Waimalku. And Kyle Marshall. 7 Sakura, $7.50 and 170, 750 and 170. 4 Cash in at $1.80, 180. And 8 Celtic Warrior, $1 even, $1. Quinella, $17.60, $17.60. Trifecta, $78.30, $78.30. First 4, $184.60, $184.60. 5 and 7, the final double, $12.10, $12.10. 5-4 concession, $5.90, $5.90. 5-5-7 treble, $204.20, $204.20. 8-5-5-7, the final quaddy, $525.50, $525.50. Play 6 tonight, $48.40. $48.40. Pick 6 has been struck by 3.18 winning units, $12,578.60. The payout for Pick 6 tonight, $12,578.60. 5 Norfolk Ruby, 6 Scary McCleary, 8 No Doctor Needed, 5 Robert the Bruce, 5 Taimati Success, and 7 Sakura, 3.18 winning units, $12,578.60. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we trust you've enjoyed your night's entertainment here with the Auckland Trotting Club. We do it all again next Friday night, the 12th of February. Certainly enjoy bringing it to you from the commentary box. Aaron White bidding you all a very good evening.
Last and first as they run in the early part of the home straight. Idaho went to Tahitian Fly with 300 metres to go. King Archer about a length away, and this one on the outside, Takula Kaha, continues to run on pretty well. 150 to go though. Idaho has broken to the lead. Idaho out in front of Takula Kaha down the outside, but Idaho is clear, going on strongly enough, and Idaho wins it by a length and a half to Takula Kaha. One up, sustained a long run and grabbed third in front of Sebring Fling, and then came further back was King Archer and Tahitian Flyer. Then came Paris Motion, Le Bijou, and further back Men on the Move, and Padlot was always the tail ender. Idaho, number 9, Nathan Thomas for Jason McLaughlin. Did plenty of work from the wide barrier to get outside the leader, but when asked for an effort in the early part of the home straight and try and dash clear, did just that. So it's been a nice effort. 10 has run on well for second, Takula Kaha. 3 likewise, 1 up has made good ground for third. 4 is fourth, Sebring Fling. 9, 10, 3, 4. 9, 10, 3 and...
The third race here at the sunny coast. Idaho trained on the track here by Jason McLaughlin. Congratulations, Jason. He was working up to a victory. His 2 runs back have been quite good.
Yeah, look, he's bred to get over a mile and a half, and you know, he's always been going to want a trip, but I mean, you know, like he's third up over the mile. It was quite a tough win. He's trained on the cushion so that my horses get through it, you know.
Yeah, well, I noticed that his first campaign, he was sort of back in the field, not doing a lot, but with that break, he's come back and improved horse.
Yeah, a few of the owners would lost a bit of faith there, but I said knock his nuts out and he'll come back a nice horse. So that's what we did, and he's come back. He'll make a stayer. He'll get over a trip.
And Jason, what did you think at lunchtime today when they switched from the turf to the cushion? What were you thinking?
I was very happy.
Yeah?
I was happy because my horses, they're trained on the track, so they tend to get through it. So not all of them, but most of them.
All right, well, let's talk about your 2-year-old Dieters, who's undefeated in a couple of starts. What actually went wrong leading up to the Magic Millions?
Mate, he had a slight stone bruise, right side front, and slight bit of shin soreness in the right side front as well. But look, he's over that. I'm going to take him to Canberra for the Black Opal. I'm very happy with him. I've had a lot of good horses, but I think he's a pretty good horse.
And what did you do with him after that, Jason? Did you give him a little bit of an ease up?
Yeah, no, I gave him 10 days off and brought him back. He's been back in work a while, and I'll trial him here in a couple of weeks' time, then I'll take him down to Canberra for the Black Opal.
Okay, well, have you booked a jockey as yet?
Daniel Griffin.
Okay, he's doing a bit of work for you, Daniel. He's riding well.
Yeah, he's a good rider and a good bloke, and he works in pretty well with us, and if they do the work for me in the mornings, they get the rides.
Okay, has Nathan Thomas been doing some work for you as well?
Tomo's a good worker. I'd like to have a horse like him. He's a good worker.
Okay, good luck. Well done.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, well done to Jason McLaughlin. Good performance there by Idaho from that awkward alley, pressing on. He was pressured up on the lead, but he gave a really good kick. Takula Kaha gets second, and then One Up. What are we going to do with One Up? Mick Mayor's here. Mick, if he did 50% of things right, he probably would have gone close to winning.
He's a slow learner, mate, like me. He'll get there.
Did you think that maybe the step up dramatically in distance, he just wanted to over-race a bit?
He's always hung and he's got to draw an alley. That's why I waited till he drew one to start him his first start. Yeah. But it'll come round, mate. It's just a difficult horse to ride.
Perhaps next time?
Maybe the time after.
Okay. All right. There he is, Mick Mayor, the voice of Mick Mayor, one of the greats, one of the legends here on the Sunshine Coast, talking about One Up. If you're on him, you would have been tearing your hair out. He proved very, very difficult for Sarah Albeck. In the home straight, he wanted to hang badly. She couldn't get at him at any stage, but as Mick said, he's a slow maturer. Perhaps we'll give him another run next time and then get on him the time after that. So 9, 10, 3 after the running of the third race on the card. We might take a quick break here on Sky Thoroughbred Central. We'll come back and have an early look at the quaddie races at Doomben tomorrow.
For the Jeep 55-second challenge. Heat number 11, 9:55, benchmark 78. Let's start with the old boy, the marvel, the fabulous one. Oh, no, he's not the yard.
We'll go with the Rose.
Okay, let's go to number 2. Rose of Favalon, if you don't mind.
Yep, second up, terrific record second up, having won 3 of 6 and another placing, so would have improved on that last run behind Bundaroo Dragon. Of course, that was interstate, but it was a good effort, so interesting runner.
Number 3 is not in the yard, either is number 1 yet, so we'll move to number 4, and Jatello. Jatello is quick and is resuming today, horse number 4.
All right, yeah, Jatello goes in first up. Never won first up. I thought last prep the form started off okay, but definitely built into the better side of things. So I think Jatello might prefer a touch further and might be one to take it in another race.
Claire Cunningham's assessing the physical condition of the horses. Claire, we'll bring you in here with horse number 4, Jatello. How does the Son of Niello look?
Yeah, he parades with a lot of merit. You'd have to respect him the way he looks. He's pretty confident and happy with himself to be here. He might give a bit of cheek.
And number 5 is Stereo Sonic, Chris Parnham and Team Corsons. First up from a spell, hasn't raced since the 4th of July.
No, but it's a little concern. I mean, it's a longer break than normal for Stereo Sonic, but the fresh record's very good, having won 3 of 5. Another one that might prefer a touch further, but should sprint well fresh.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore its fresh record, but this horse presents a tad bit soft for my liking. I think it's probably to look for in future starts.
A 25 to 1 chance. I Am the General has been spec $15 into 14. Another sprinter resuming.
Yeah, I'm the General. Seems to be working pretty well at the moment. Jump out was decent. Has won fresh as well, 1 of 5. And I understand they've got bar plates going on here tonight as well. But nonetheless, interesting run up there. More of a place hope than winning chance.
Presents well, nice and alert, walking out well. Can't fault.
Number 7 is Sabu. $1.5 million as a purchase as a yearling. He's had 6 career starts. He's won 2 of them. He's down from Sydney. He's our favourite.
Went well in a recent trial, won that. The class horse of the race just has to overcome a tricky gate, and the 9.55 might be a touch on the short side, but class might get him through.
Smart horse, presents in tip-top order. My only concern is that he's very laid back, especially over this type of distance. That would be my only worry.
Yeah, he needs to jump out like a tiger, doesn't he, at the moment? He is very cruisy. Raw Spinners at 25 to 1 chance.
Yeah, he's had a little freshen up in stronger opposition, back in distance. Will be right up there on the speed and might be there for a fair way, but thought it might be outclassed.
2 handlers keeping him nice and relaxed, super honest, presents well, maybe a place chance.
9 is a scratching. Auntie Mo, well, we know that she's quick. She's won 3 of 5.
She has, but I wonder if she likes to do it on her own anyway. She has to probably have to play second fiddle in the run today to Fab Favola, but Auntie Mo's progressive in her own right, will go forward from a high gate anyway, and she's a leading contender.
Yeah, 7 weeks freshen up and presents very well. She's fit, she's fresh, she's alert, coat on point, looks bang on.
Number 11, the emergency Snip of Magic is already out. Craig Williams taking the ride.
Yeah, I've got a good record over this distance, but in against inferior opposition, so you have to weigh that up. Look, I sort of run a cheeky race, Snip of Magic, but needs to produce a career best.
Yeah, I had no concerns the way it presents though. Alert, fit, coat looks great.
All right, number 1, Fabulous One, Fab Favola, as always. He would have gone straight out on the track, so I don't know if Claire got a chance to have a look at him, but your thoughts, Hutch?
Yeah, I've got him on top. I thought Fab would be hard to catch. I know he's an ageing galloper, but good run at Flemington last start. Drawn the pole, should be right there. If they leave Fab alone, I think he might make every post a winner.
Claire, did you see the old 9-year-old?
I did. He looked good. He's typical. He gets the pony pretty early and goes straight out. Has his nasal strips on. Looks well placed, but I'm hoping he'll get run down.
Military 25 to 1 into 20 to 1.
I thought Adol Famous last start, box seated, got there, but had the run of the race and had everything go its way. So this is harder.
Okay, Claire, your thoughts on number 3, Military? All right, we might get a market update from Cambo here, some 3 minutes out from race 5.
It's still all about Saboog. It is the clear best backed runner here. It's the only one they want, but you're going to get a sort of price that's been around the $2.40, $2.50 mark for most of the night. So if you're happy with that, you can take it at the $2.50. Auntie Mo $4.20. There's been a bit of move for that. Fab Favola $6.50, back out to its original quote. Of the others, the only one they've really looked at odds as a roughie is I Am the General. And our man Jacob, he's got 500 on the fave, 250 to place on I Am the General, 250 to place on Fab Favola.
Okay, a couple of place bets and also going half his stake on Saboog, which is your second selection. You're with Fab Favola.
1, 7, 10, 11. Numbers were up a while ago. I think Fab Favola ran terrific down the straight and might take a bit of catching here, but,
the favourite will be hard to beat.
Simon, who caught your eye, and also importantly, who caught Claire's eye?
Well, let's go to Claire Cunningham because she's got a very special guest. I wonder who it is. Claire, who did you like in the Manning ad? Your pick.
Look, I think if there's any horse to run down Fab Favola, I think it's going to be Auntie Mo, and Brendan's given me the nod. Has done really well with her 7 weeks led up. She's a forward type. She looks great. Can't knock her, and I've just interested to see what this one says always. As
Come on, Brendan. The last word.
Yeah, well, I hope Claire's right. She's always been a good judge, I thought. So she was probably she was very disappointing last start here, but she had her excuses that night. She was heavily in season, and I think the way she's going at the moment, that we should be on the road to putting another couple together.
Got an awkward draw. What are you going to do?
A very awkward draw. Look, all the speed's inside us, so we'll be able to have a look where it's going, and just whether we're able to get a sit behind it or whether we actually end up on the outside of the leader. But we'll be round about there.
All right, she worked like a winner?
She does. She's really been going well. She's improved a lot, and as Claire said, she looks great.
All right, you two, go away and have a group hug. Dean Benet's come in here. You've got the toppy Fab Favola, and you're the one they have to catch. Back at the Valley.
Yeah, look, he won this race last year, just missed the car. And look, I reckon he's going better this year than what he was last year. Just need the right tempo, and he's a really quirky sort of horse to ride, and hopefully Michelle can get the job done tonight.
Drawing the one, good to catch it, Dino. Good luck. Richo, let's go back to you.
Yeah, Fab Favola, $6.50. Money for Auntie Mo, 5 into $4.40. Our favourite is Saboog, $2.60. Top fluctuation into $2.50. Apologies for our messy mounting yard there. Only 8 minutes the horses made their way into the yard before the race, and we got through them as quick as possible. Hopefully for you at home, you got a glimpse of your favourite horse. All right, here's Greg Miles to call the action for the Jeep 55-second challenge.
And they're at the gates. This is Saboog, the 3-year-old, who's resuming. He's the favourite. Favourite being Barrier Blanketed Saboog at the start. He's got to $2.60, same as the tote, $2.60 and $1.50. Good support for Auntie Mo. She's down to $4.40 on track from 5. She's $4.80 on the tote, and Fab Favola, the winner of the race last year, $5.40 on the tote. He's out to $6.50 on track. About to move them up. Saboog resuming from a spell. He's had 3 first up runs. He bumped into Vancouver right at the start of his career, and then he struck a heavy track on another occasion. And then he was lame at his next try first up. So he's first up again today. Here's Stereosonic coming up into the barriers now. 1,000 metres of benchmark 78 level here. I'm the General also resuming coming up. There's Fab Favola. He lines in. Royal Spinner, who's pretty fast as well. Lining up now. From the steward's report, Miss Maggie Beale, who failed in the first event, a poor recovery, and the rider Dylan Dunn reported that the action wasn't right. Leody out of the 2-year-old rider reported would be better with taking a sit, and Genoa was very green. Now Rose of Felvalon comes up into the barriers now. They're nearly right to go. Snip of Magic and Auntie Mo to come up. She had excuses for her last run. She pulled up lame, and she was in season as well. But she has an awkward barrier to overcome here. A lot of speed drawn in, including Fab Favola, of course, who'll have all the speed to use that inside stall. Previous race won by Real Jazz for Patrick Maloney. Already took out the 2-year-old for Mark Zara. Nearly right to go here. Second went to Ballybrit. He opened it to Paradanza. So Military, who placed in this behind Fab Favola 12 months ago, to come up into the line, and the rider of Auntie Mo's had to dismount here, Chris Simons. She had wandered a fair way behind the line. Now she's being led up. She's not in the best of moods at the start. She'll come in one from outside, and Military will then take the outside stall. Saboog back to $2.50 on track, and he's $2.50 on the tote as well. Now she's proving a bit of a handful here, Auntie Mo. All the others are standing up in line, and it's going to take 4 or 5 barrier attendants to get Auntie Mo up into the lineup. She approaches the stalls now. Chris Simon's in the structure of the gates watching on, and now she's in and he climbs on board, and Military to complete the line. So it's a 9:55 metre race. They'll get pretty close to 55 in this. They'll fly along. It's a good evening for racing. Track's in producing some quick times already tonight. Ready to go. They're set. Racing. Felvalon jumped well down on the inside. Auntie Mo got away fast out wide. So did Military. I'm the General and Rose of Felvalon settling fully though. And it's Auntie Mo moving up on the outside, and Fab Favola on the rails, sharing the front by 2 lengths. Snip of Magic holding down third on the outside of Rose of Felvalon. 2 lengths to the favourite Sabug, about 5 off the leader. He's being followed then by Getting Through. Royal Spinner along the inside, and then came Jatello. The favourites out 3 wide there. A length I Am the General, Stereosonic and Military is last of all. Fab Favola in front around the home turn. He's done it pretty well within himself. He led a half Auntie Mo, Royal Spinner and Fab right behind them, Rose of Felvalon. Sabug hard at it at the moment. He's about 4 lengths off the leader. Into the straight, Fab Favola from Auntie Mo. Rose of Felvalon went for an inside run and running on a Snip of Magic on the outside. Now Auntie Mo dashed to the lead in the final stages. Rose of Felvalon on the inside, but Auntie Mo a neck to Rose of Felvalon. Sabug got home late. Probably grabs third, ahead of Royal Spinner, then Snip of Magic, Stereosonic, Fab Favola weakened out in the final 150, followed by Jatello, Military and I'm the General at the tail.
Auntie Mo, she had that little freshen up issues last start. She bounces back in style here. 450 and 190, $4.40 in from a top fluctuation of 5. Rose of Felvalon, she loves the short trip, runs second, which was the pick of the yard, $3.20, and Sabug rattled home stylishly, 9.55, a little short, covered a lot of extra ground, and also an eye catcher there, who was expected a big price, runs fourth, being Royal Spinner. They've run 55.15. 55.15. Normally that'd go awfully close to winning you a car, but considering what Darren Weir's mare Tuscan Sling did in round number 1 of this series, when she nearly broke 55, it's going to be awfully hard to get the car off Weary. But that was a nice win.
It was a good win, and yeah, clear excuses. Auntie Mo last time we saw her, but she bounced back today. A little bit of interference lately. I think the tiring Fab Favola sort of got in the way of one. I think might have been Jatello late, but all honours to the winner Auntie Mo, who's building up a pretty impressive CV now, isn't she? 6 stars for 4 wins, and Brendan McCarthy, well, he spoke to Claire and Simon prior, and he seemed reasonably confident.
He certainly did, and Chris Simons gets the winning ride there. $4.50 and $1.90. $5 top fluck into $4.40. Let's catch up with the winning trainer, Brendan McCarthy.
Well, Brendan, no car, but you'd be more happy that she's back in the winner's circle.
Don't know about more happy, but I'm happy that she's back in the winner's circle. Would have been great that little bit quicker, but yeah, you always think that you can get that when you know the car's on offer there. It'd be a great thing to get.
Oh, well, mate, you've got a fit filly. Look, things didn't go quite right. She pulled up a little bit tender, and she had a little bit of, she was in season, was she?
That's right. She was heavily in season. She didn't travel over well that night. As soon as I put her on the float, I knew something was off, but she just wasn't herself. And even tonight, she was a little bit rough travelling over, and she was even a bit tough getting into the gates, which she never had that about her at all before.
She's a bullet, isn't she? I thought Fab Favola just steadied up. She was able to get across just nice, and Chris gave her a lovely ride from the 500.
He did so. Look, she probably just rolled off the turn a little bit, you know, but when they're going that quick and under pressure, it's understandable. But she really did run well.
She's run 57.22 at Sandown in winning. She's pretty smart. She's pretty quick. Where's your guide with her? How far is she going to go?
Look, it's a little bit hard. I think we'll probably still target a couple of these races. You know, there's some nice races coming up. She runs the distance so well that I think, you know, we just keep aiming her at these.
But in the back of your mind, obviously you've got to think about some black type one day.
That's right. You know, I think she's got those things in her favour where we can look at those later down the track, and she's only going to get better.
Tell me about the crew behind us here, Daddy Allen. Good team?
Great team, yeah. Look, they've got a couple with me. They had Amy's Choice, which we scratched out of the necks tonight. But, they've had a great ride with this filly. She's done incredibly well. Only the one start out of the money, so it's not a bad way to have it.
Let me have a talk to your jockey, mate. He did a good job. Well done.
He did so. Good on you, son.
Hey, Chris. Little bit awkward draw, but you believed in the filly's gate speed. And couldn't help but notice when Fab Favola sat up, you had a big smile on your face around the 700 side.
Yeah, I did. But first things first, did we win the car?
No, you didn't win the car. Sorry, mate.
Bugger. No, it worked out perfectly. Obviously, Fab Favola was always going to lead. The way the track's racing, we didn't really want to be up there. But as you can see, she's got a mind of her own, this filly. And last start, she got herself so worked up, Simon. It was a real hot night, and she didn't really cope that well. But tonight, she was still a little bit fizzy behind the gates, reluctant to load, but she's just got that great speed, and obviously we used it. I just came out neutral, but she put herself there. We got we went along nicely, and she struggled around that turn. I don't think Moonee Valley's, her ideal track, and I look forward to riding her on a bigger track later on.
He's Chris Simon. He won on Arnie Moe. We're having some fun under lights here at the Valley. We'll be back after the break. Say bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry, mate. You need to go to...
He's got high speed, and you can see him zooming across from the outside alley here.
The cold in your eyes goes up and down my spine. A vision of a man that borders on divine. You've got a presence that spans the great divide. Pierces through the safety shield to the quiet cave inside. I need a break in the weather, trying to take a breath, trying to take a little holiday. I need a break in the weather, trying to take a little breath for the very first time. Where are we going?
On UBet there is into $3, the fade, the 2. It's the top pick here on UBet ahead of Rosella, number 8, 3.3, and then one Iona Fast One at 3.5. Look, I made this fella a special earlier, but I must admit, with the support for the 2 here, the class act, the stakes winner, I'm starting to become just a little bit nervous, but I think he'll jump to the front here, Iona Fast One, and give them something to catch. So happy to have him on top here. I've elevated the 2 My Way or the Highway because of the good support, and we know when she's on song, she's more than capable of winning a race of this nature. Number 8, Rossella, first up from a spell, and number 5, Patapinda, who was fitted up with a recent barrier trial. There's My Way or the Highway over there. In the colours of the Wilson family. Wayne designed those many, many years ago, the great Wayne Wilson. And it's great to see that they're in use here. Sally and Honey, I saw Honey a little while ago. Sally and Wayne's daughter here. I think I might have seen Honey at the tote window. So there's another little bit of confidence about the chances of number 2, My Way or the Highway here. Only about 90 seconds off post time, so we're going to head upstairs now, and here's Paul Dolan to call them home in race 4, the opening leg of the quaddie.
Righto, Mike, thanks a lot. They're over there at the 1,000 metres mark for the first leg of the quaddie. And we've got a field of 7 here. I'm just trying to find the tote page to give you an idea of the quaddie pool, but I can't find it. There's a million channels here, and by the time I find it, the race will be over. Oh, Port Pirie Trot's beautiful. No. All right, they're moving in. Moving in well over there at the 1,000. They'll go 1 speed here, and that's flat out because it's only a 200 metres run up to the first turn. Well, I've got every chance. Here we are. Quaddie pool, $16,003. Now we're waiting on Vortuka, Rosella, Patapinda and Stacia Tum to move into line. We race again here on Sunday. Weather between now and then will determine whether it's grass or cushion. It's just a shower of rain, not that heavy, but it did pass over here about 5 minutes ago. Sent a few people scurrying for cover. Now the last few to move in here for the first leg of the quaddie, the Coast Life Homes Handicap. They race on the sand at Bundaberg tomorrow. A couple of hours up the road from here. 3 hours, I suppose. Okay, all in. Ready now. Ready at the 1,000. Lights are on. Racing. Stacia Tum began fast, so too did Iona Fast One, and My Way or the Highway is going very quickly as well. In the short dash to that first turn at the 800, Iona Fast One by a half a length on My Way or the Highway. Volk here right around the outside of Patapinda, followed then by, over on the inside there was Signpost, and then Rosella beaten for speed back. Third play, or Vortuka. The Highway in front, just, I don't know. Signpost lunged. They're a long way from me here. I'll leave it between Signpost and My Way or the Highway. Then Iona Fast One and Rosella. Close up Stacia Tum, Patapunda, and also Vortuka. I'm not sure here. This horse on the inside's made a bound right where it counts, right on the wire. It's Signpost, the inside, number 11, and My Way or the Highway, number 2. This will tell the story. There's the low to the ground shot on the big screen. Gee, My Way or the Highway. Oh, that's close, isn't it? If you take it back to the mirror, it's a perfect dead heat. A Skerrick past the mirror, it's My Way or the Highway. A Skerrick before the mirror, it's Signpost. I'm just not sure what's happened right on the mirror. Very, very close. 11's got it, the inside, Signpost. Margin would have to be a nose, I should think. 11 the winner, Signpost. 2 second, My Way or the Highway. 8 is third, that's Rosella. 1 is fourth, Iona Fast One. 11, 2, 8, 1. 11, 2, 8 and 1. They had a battle royal, that pair, over the last 100 metres. I venture to say the lead probably changed 2 or 3 times, but right on the wire, Signpost has had the nose in front.
Of the quaddie, and I think the outsider, the absolute outsider in the field, Signpost, was got up on the outside and beaten My Way or the Highway in a very close photo finish with Rosella, and then Iona Fast One. Iona Fast One showed plenty of speed early as expected, but My Way or the Highway was up there with him, and she looked the winner halfway down the straight, but Signpost, the outsider, has denied them all. Trained by David Stafford and ridden by Andrew Spinks. The winner there only had the one run back from a spell, and he ran second last. He ran fifth of 6, beaten 6 lengths behind Bag of Chance. Oh, gee, it's been a long time since he's won a race, at least 12 starts. So the 9-year-old by Marcane has chalked up victory number 6 at start number 41. Just looking to see if we can find the connections. And then we'll have a bit of a chat with them and also catch up with Andrew Spinks, the winning rider. We're just on the lookout for David Stafford. Is David around at all, or are you representing the stable?
David.
Well done, David. Congratulations. The outsider in the race has got up.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't really a surprise to us. He's come back really well this prep, so yeah, we'll kind of expect him to go really well tonight. A bit of wet weather. He likes that, so yeah.
And Dave, what about the switch to the all-weather track?
A bit more, so.
Had been a little time since he's won a race, though.
It has. He was in the paddock for 2 years, and a friend of ours that had him spelling at their place, he got him out, gave him to us to have a go. He's been a big challenge getting him ready.
Why was he in the paddock for so long? Did he have an injury?
I'm not too sure. It was well before I was anywhere near him.
So you've only had him for a couple of runs?
I had him whole last prep, and we had a lot of problems with the horse. Just worked on him for a long time, gave him the break, and he's come back a treat.
Okay, you're out there at Bow Desert?
Yeah, a nice little property there that we train out of at Ben Warren. Yes, nice little setup. I like the area a lot.
Ben Warren, that's been around a long time from memory.
I don't know. I'm new to Bow Desert, really.
Whereabouts are you from originally?
Rockhampton.
All right, well done with this fellow. Signpost getting up. He's 9, but as they say, he doesn't know it.
No, he thinks he's about 5.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well done. David Stafford from Bow Desert these days, relocating from Rockhampton not all that long ago. And Signpost has delivered the goods in the very last stride. We'll hear from Andrew Spinks in just a tick and get his thoughts on the race. Good to see the mare My Way or the Highway running a better race, because the last couple had been a bit disappointing, although some excuses being offered for the wide trip last Saturday when she dropped out of it and was beaten about 12 lengths, and she just couldn't quite hold on. The bob of the head going the other way with the 11 Signpost scoring. Andrew just smiling with the winning connections, David Stafford and the strapper. He's sort of slightly sand spattered, but you don't have a lot on you there, Andrew.
No, I haven't. No, I was pretty close enough to the leader, so I never really got anything, and he rolled off the fence a bit. So no, it was a good run by the horse.
And how did you find that track out there? It's been a couple of years since we've raced on it.
Oh, look, I haven't really been back in behind him, but just watching him, there's a fair bit of kickback. Similar to the way it was when we stopped racing on it before. So, but I haven't had too many complaints in the jocks room. But I mean, it's good that they put it on the cushion track, because a lot of horses, if they don't race today, they miss another week. So that's good initiative.
Absolutely. And Dave, the trainer, he said that he was pretty confident before the race. Did he give you that confidence?
Yeah, the horse, he had a bit of a spring in his step today. I rode him last start down the Gold Coast over 900. That didn't really suit him, but he got to the line nice. And today it was a plan to say he's just a free balling horse, so I was happy to let Brad Hearn's horse go and sit off it and just let him do what he wants. I mean, he's 9-year-old, so I mean, you can't go changing his ways now.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Andrew Spinks, David Stafford, and the owners of Signpost taking up race number 4 here at the Sunshine Coast.
to death on the cloud in the sky. A 3-4 heartbeat, I won't see no light. I'm counting the beat, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm feeling the beat, that beat ain't live. I'm counting the beat, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm wishing that you were mine. Think about you, you think about me. Think about you, I'm counting the beat. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about you.
But would need to produce one of his best runs.
This lad was really bouncing out of his skin. Couldn't fault him in the way he looks and his behaviour. Very alert.
Bill Surkey is a very astute trainer. Christine Pools takes the ride on number 9, another diamond, this filly by Mint Lane. Well, she absolutely bolted in. Good to have Bill have another nice horse.
Yeah, 1, 2 or 5 and looks progressive. It was a very good win last start. This is a step up, but deserves its place.
Yeah, he deserves to be here and parades with merit. Forward and alert.
10's a scratching, 11 is Iron Jake. The emergency gains a start.
3 wide without any cover last start and didn't finish off the race well at all. I'm happy to oppose this one even with the blinkers going on.
Well, I just thought this horse might be a little bit of value because he presented very well. He was alert, he looks fit, and maybe the blinkers will switch him on a little bit more and grow a bit of a leg. So I think he's got a bit of chance there.
Okay, Iron Jake, the emergency with a strong push there from Claire Cunningham. Hutch, your top 4.
Magicus on top for me, over Hanamosa, the 9, which was another diamond, and 1 Chippenham, 5, 2, 9, 1.
Well, let's get a market update from Matt Campbell from Crown Bet. Magicus is short.
It is short. Another $10,000 bet on Magicus has continued to be the treat for this race. $2.20. We're not going to give any better price than that. It is clearly the best back runner. Of the others, Tiggy Dig is now out to $7. Chippenham out to $7.50. Best back to beat the favourite has been Beluga Caviar, number 6 at the $8.50 mark. And Richo, our man Jacob from Run and 1, 200 the win on the favourite and 200 the place on number 9, another diamond.
Oh, give him strength. Give him strength, our man. I think another diamond has a big chance. Let's find out the pick of the yard from Claire Cunningham.
Okay, race 6, Claire, you've had a good look at him. What'd you have on top?
I liked Beluga Caviar. I think he's made for speed. I like the way how he's presents a lot better than what he did when he failed at Sandown. He was a bit of a mess there, and he looks like he's presenting in really good order. Blinkers go on.
Beluga Caviar it is for you.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, a little roughy there. Come on, you've been good with your roughies.
I didn't mind, there was a few that actually presented really well, but I didn't mind Iron Jack, the emergency. I thought he paraded really good and maybe could turn around the form with the gear change.
That's why we've got you here, Claire. Thank you. Richo, back to you for a market update.
Yeah, Beluga Caviar is, of course, I think it's the uncle of Black Caviar because he is out of Scandinavia and Black Caviar being, of course, out of a daughter of Scandinavia. I'm sure that's how it works, Hutch. Don't look at me.
A word for it.
Don't look at me like that. Let's find out from Justine Hales of the condition of Magicus.
Well, Justine presented very well here in the mounting yard, and I loved his win at Sale and the way he broke away from the herd. Had the earmuffs on there too.
Yeah, he had the earmuffs on before he came to us. The pre-trainers had put them on. They said he was a bit ratty, and we've just left him there. And he's a very new horse still. He's still got a lot to learn, but we think he's got a lot of potential.
Well, he's drawn the 1 marble here. He's a big horse that likes his to get into his stride and his action. Is that a bit of a worry? Can you take a sit or can you lead and dominate?
Would prefer to take a sit. We still want to teach him a few things, and it's he might be a sitting duck if he leads today, and so hopefully we'll take a sit and get out.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of a glitter in your eye about this horse. He might be pretty good.
Well, we like him a little bit, but he's got to prove to us too.
That's enough for me. Let's go to Richo. Thank you, Justine.
Like him a little bit. I think that sums up. That's enough of a push. $2.30 into $2.25 straight away. For those that are supporting Magicus, who we can see on screen, where do you think he'll be in the run?
Box seat, won't he? He's
draws 1.
Yeah,
I'm sure Craig
1.
will use it.
Yeah.
Just sitting behind them, though. He wouldn't lead.
I wouldn't think so. They didn't want to lead last start. And I think he's quite
posted,
new.
though, didn't he?
Yeah, he was posted. But when he hit the front, he, to me, looked like he was looking around a bit. And I think they'll probably want to, get a bit of smother early and let him roll home late. But they are starting to load up.
Interesting to see where another diamond goes, whether they go forward again like they did in lower grade at Colac. She led there and absolutely donkey licked them, didn't it? This is a step up in grade. But Bill Surkey is a really astute horseman, so it's good to see Bill with a nice filly here. Loading quickly. Let's go to Greg Miles to call the action, second leg of the quaddie.
Now Tiggy Dig, first start since he won that race and weighed in late. Little wider out Chippenham comes along, and Iron Jake, the half-brother to Richie's Vibe, is set. Next up, Swing With Me, goes up, and Hunter Moser resuming here, unbeaten after his 2 starts at Sale and Cranbourne. Drawn the outside for Mark Zara, goes in, field right to go, favourite drawn 1. All set. Ready race 6. Starter has them here. Something's obviously not standing correctly. Well, the rider of Big Buddy's out of the saddle here, Jordan Mallion. They're going to back him out. Something's happened in the stalls there, and the vet's going to inspect him. Yes, hello? Okay, thank you. Just confirmation of that. He did become fractious in the stalls, and he's played up, so he is being vetted, Big Buddy. He's got himself pretty hot too, hasn't he, behind the line here? Being vetted the 4. He's about a $61 chance on course. The other sprinters standing up okay in the barriers as Big Buddy trots out for the vet. We'll get a verdict on whether he's going to run very shortly. The other standing up well. Quaddie first leg won by Auntie Mo. Here he goes. Big Buddy returns to the stalls. Mallion getting back on board. And they're right to run. Magicus drawn 1. He's been in there a little while now. They're off. And Magicus jumped evenly. Tiggy Dig a bit slow to move at the back of the field early, and Another Diamond is one of the first to show. Magicus trying to use the rail, but he's going to just end up taking a sip with Chippenham now going up into second spot. Magicus is third. Hunter Moser deep out goes to fourth. They're followed by Kumo fifth. Tiggy Dig getting up on the inside. Then Swing With Me. They're scorching down the side now. Back behind them is Iron Jake, and they're being followed Beluga Caviar out wide and second last, and Big Buddy at the end. It's Another Diamond allowed to flow down the side, and at the 600 led by 3 lengths doing the chasing work, Chippenham, followed by Hunter Moser improving out wide. Magicus over on the inside, plenty left to give there, it appeared. They're followed by Kumo, Swing With Me out wide, and then Tiggy Dig and Beluga Caviar heads the rest of them. Another Diamond came back and Chippenham joined him at the turn. Magicus got out, ready to go. Here's the favourite coming with his run now. Round the turn, and Magicus swooped on Chippenham, who led momentarily. Tiggy Dig getting up on the inside. Magicus and Chippenham in the final stages. Magicus, he's got his head in front. He'll be a little too strong. Magicus drew clear a half a length. Chippenham, 2 lengths. Tiggy Dig. Iron Jake got home for fourth, and then Swing With Me. Behind those to finish was Kumo, and they were followed then by Big Buddy. Another Diamond wilted in the run home. So did Hunter Moser, for that matter. And finishes back at the end of the field and last in Beluga Caviar.
Well, some happy owners get in front of our cameras and they've got themselves a really nice horse. They've been patient with him. He's a gelded, 4-year-old gelded son of Statue of Liberty. He's had 2 starts for 2 impressive wins. He covered a lot of extra ground at Sale. Well, he drew the inside. He got up behind the leader. At one stage, he got checked behind the leader. And eventually Craig Williams got him out over the heels, and he does a big job to win.
I remember your smile for today. Oh, I remember your smile. It's been a hot summer now. Things the way
And we looking at the markets. On top is the 2 at $17. The 15 Easy has been backed in all the way to $21. The 14 Zen0 is at $44. The 3 Revue, he's at $49. Not surprised there. The 11 Hardcore Rocks at $52. 13 Savannah Boom is at $56. And the 9 Congo Zandor $67. Horse number 10 is Aladdin. He's currently trading at $74. And those are your top 8 in the market. 8 of the 13 runners going to post for the first of 9. Classy racing this evening. The 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th and the 9th all look pretty good. They look pretty strong. I think we're spoiled for choice. I mean, the first is obviously our weakest race on the card for me, but the rest, there are some lovely horses going around. Infantry's going for 3 on the trot. Zippity Doodah is being tested in a higher grade in the 5th race after winning very well, and he steps up to 2,000. Elise, Amazon Gold, Zeus are in race 3. Let's move to race 7, our highlight event of the card. The Pocket Rocket Kiwi Karma takes her place there, and she'll go pretty well, I think, against Blue Swede. We've got Wimbledon, Raise No Doubt. Spanish Bay is a withdrawal there in race number 7. And race 8, we've got Fellerov, Rusty Brown, Special ID, Gruneweeg, and some lovely horses. And the 9th's not bad either. It's Royal Ruler, after a fantastic first up effort, 2nd last time out, looking to make it a win. Sing Roulette getting back to the turf. Mangato to Nui. It's really a wonderful card throughout, littered with class as they start loading up for the first. Craig, it's over for you for the first time this evening.
Thanks, Gareth. Plenty of racing coming up over this Chinese New Year period. 9 races tonight. And a very good 11-event program coming up on Tuesday afternoon. So no racing Sunday here in Singapore. Club won't be wagering on anything on Sunday, so the track will be closed, but plenty of action tomorrow. And then back again on Tuesday. So our big meeting on Tuesday and Hong Kong's big Chinese New Year meeting on Wednesday. Both fully covered here on Horse Racing Channel, obviously. Now, Humatown about to go into the gates. Jimtown are Riven, the new rider, to come in. We wait on Congo Zandor to come in. Too Big to Fail. It's being ridden by Isai Fuden. And Zen0 for Zaki is out the back also. So this is the first race of the night. First of 9. Had very threatening skies late in the afternoon. Probably around about 3 o'clock, but only a minor amount of rain. I think 4 or 5 mm's in the gauge this afternoon. Too Big to Fail goes in and they're all set. First of the night in Singapore and they're ready to go. Set now. Gates are back and they're racing, and Jimtown again jibbed at the start very slowly into stride. Away Well is the favourite, Remember Me, and the well-supported Easy also drives forward with a Hardcore Rock Revue in the white sleeves going up. Sawana Boom is driving through nearer the inside from Zen0, Giri Guru, Congo Zandor. Next of all is Aladdin. They were followed by Humatown, 2 off to Jimtown, Too Big to Fail, and last of all is Western Boss. Off the back now, 900 metres to go, and Remember Me's doing a ton of work. He's out 3 wide on the lead. He's pushing forward here, Beasley, and Remember Me will go up on the outside and hit the clear front over Sawana Boom. The rails are Revue just off them, followed by Hardcore Rock. Next of all is Easy. Then came Giri Guru, Zen0, Aladdin, Congo Zandor peeling to the outside. Jimtown needs room, followed by Humatown. Then came next of all Too Big to Fail and Western Boss at the rear. Top of the straight, and Sawana Boom continued to improve on the fence and hit the lead. Remember Me goes up on his outside, pokes his nose in front now. Easy looking to get into the clear, coming on strongly from Revue. Zen0 down the outside, along with Hardcore Rock, but Remember Me is the leader. Easy trying to get through, but Zen0 coming on strongly out wide on the track. Zen0 loomed up on the outside, raced the lead, and back to back for Zen0. He races away for Zaki. Zen0 a good winner. Remember Me a big effort to get second after doing a stack of work. Third's between a Hardcore Rock and Giri Guru. Next of all Easy, who seemed to have a nice run, couldn't quite finish it off. Next in Sawana Boom, Revue, Jimtown, Congo Zandor, Too Big to Fail, Western Boss, Humatown, and just walking over the line was Aladdin. Zen0 for Fazaki has been able to win, and he's gone back to back after winning last time as well, and he's going to pay it 8 to 1, $46 on the Singapore tote. Paid 133 last time, and it was a hard-fought victory last time, and this time it's been even easier. with Zen Zero coming on to score at $46. Remember me, it was a big run. He was 3 wide up on the lead and really couldn't, well, he never got across the fence until the home straight when they're running in a straight line anyway, so that didn't really matter. He had no luck whatsoever, so good effort from Remember Me.
Because I come from the land of plenty. And he said, oh, you come from a land down under. Yeah. Women go and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Women in the land down under. Women go and men plunder.
Let's keep an eye on her. We'll have that replay for you in a few moments' time, and we're seeing the head-on vision here, and there she is 3 out. Now you see head carriage, she's holding it up, then she gets crossed, and then the nose will go up in the air. See the way she was holding her head there. Maybe those blinkers will get her to put her head down and concentrate a little bit more, and she should be able to see plenty of the rail this time. She's drawn to perhaps go straight to the lead here. Certification. So both runs back have been good enough, and should no weight on her back. There are a few positives, so it could be that she gets back into the winners list. She was really good that time she won at the Gold Coast. She sat off the speed over the 900. She finished strongly and got up to score by a length. So she's got the engine, certainly, to win a Class 1 here on the cushion track. She's 2.5 on UBet, solid. The 10 is Becca the Jet, 4.4. Then the 4 Sidwell at $6 here at the track. So I mentioned Sidwell 9 into $5.50. And he's just starting to tighten up on the UBet Parimutuel. 11.90 earlier, down to 8.2. So we're still a couple of minutes off start time here for the running of the 5th event on the card. Bit of a blowout in the opening leg of the quaddie, the previous race. My Way or the Highway was heavily backed in the race, the best back runner, and she was nudged out right on the wire there by Signpost, who hadn't run or hadn't won for a long time. And his first up run was okay at the Gold Coast, although only beat 1 runner home. He was only beaten 2.8, but he was up on the speed from that good alley, and he was able to get a very narrow victory over My Way or the Highway in the previous race, knocking a lot of us out in the quaddie. We're 90 seconds off post time. This is Becca the Jet returning, number 10. She's a horse with plenty of speed. Following this race, we will have a look at the quaddie legs for Royal Randwick tomorrow. But for now, we're waiting on the starter to move them into the gate. So let's head upstairs. Here's Paul Dolan for the call of race 5.
Right, Mike, first leg of the treble and second leg of the quadrilla upcoming. And to be alive in the quaddie, it was a $24 shot. Signpost, who won the previous. By a nose, officially. Andrew Spinks for Beaudesert trainer David Stafford, as you heard in the interviews there with Michael. Okay. Favourite certification here for Andrew Williamson. Andrew's got a busy weekend. He's got a runner at Doomben and a runner at the Gold Coast tomorrow. A few here tonight. In fact, I think he's got more than 1 runner at those venues tomorrow. He told me he's got 10 horses in work and 8 of them are racing tonight and tomorrow. So you'd be happy there's a winner somewhere along the way, wouldn't you? He's got certification here. Now Sidwell coming up to the inside gate. Fiery Miss about to find her spot. Becca the Jet's been pretty easy. 330 out to 440 and on the totes 480. Little move at each way odds for one of Mick Mare's here. Number 12 Fiery Miss, 10 into 8. with the bookies, but of course doesn't take a lot of money at the long odds these days anywhere to bring them in. But I just point that out. Now Flinders Peak goes up. We await Becca the Jet, Mankini Love and the top weight, which is Tiburon. No Toowoomba tomorrow. It's Dolby in the afternoon. Brett Moody will be covering that meeting for us. Dolby in the afternoon on the TAB. Now Mankini Love comes up and Tiburon will be the last one. Racing here on Sunday with a 7 event card from just after 1 o'clock, whether it's grass or cushion, depends on the weather conditions between now and Sunday morning. Forecast is for a bit of a mixed bag. Some rain, how much you wouldn't have a clue. Tiburon about to come forward and join them for the PGH Bricks and Pavers Handicap. Just a reminder for people in the North Burnett that Eidsvold race with their annual cup meeting shortly. A fortnight tomorrow actually, Saturday the 20th of February. So if you're up in that area at all or you fancy a bit of a drive, it's a good day out, the Eidsvold Cup. Put a circle around that date, Saturday the 20th of February. They only have as a rule one meeting a year and they make the most of it with a good day. Now Tiburon has moved up into line and that paves the way for the field to be set on their journey at the 1,000 metres mark for race 5. Light, ready, racing. Near the inside, Sidwell and Certification were two of the first to go, and there goes Tiburon with a tremendous turn of foot around the outside to try and cross them in the short dash to that first turn. Pressing on, Tiburon takes on Sidwell, and Certification drops in for a lovely trail third. Becca the Jet has moved to fourth placing, followed by Fiery Miss. A couple away, Flinders Peak, who's on the inside of Mankini Love. Travelling up to the home turn, Sidwell, the inside of Tiburon, have gone very hard. Certification peeling out 3 wide. Becca the Jet 4 wide. Fiery Miss just back behind those, looking for a run through in the centre from Flinders Peak and Mankini Love. Tiburon goes to a narrow lead from Sidwell with 300 to go. Certification immediately under a bit of pressure as they come down now to the 200 metre mark, and Tiburon is the leader. Becca the Jet on the outside's about to move to second, and then came Sidwell, but Tiburon's doing it well with 100 metres to go. Mankini Love right on the outside fence is storming home. Tiburon in front though, too good. Tiburon from Mankini Love. Becca the Jet was third. Fourth either Fiery Miss or Flinders Peak, and then Sidwell, and last of all is Certification. Number 1, Tiburon, too good for them. Trained locally by Mark Webb, who for so many years was based in Toowoomba, and Gary Guerin, the winning rider. $6.30 and $1.70. So at the halfway mark of the quaddie, you've got a $24 shot and a $6 shot. You're doing well if you're alive. 7 Mankini Love has come almost on the outside fence to get second at $3.70 a place, and 10 Becca the Jet, who loomed large at the 200 but just couldn't quite finish it off, $1.80 the place. Sidwell weakened out of it, as did Certification in the run home. 1, 7, 10 and 12, 1, 7, 10 and 12 in 60.20. Well, they were going really hard there, but that's more than half a second slower than Signpost took to win the previous race. I know the 4th event was a higher grade race, but with the flat out speed there, the frantic speed, you would have thought they might have busted 60 seconds, but such is not the case. 60.20 the time.
1, 7, 10, 12 there on the 5th event on the card. And Tiburon showing good speed from a bit of an awkward alley, second up from a spell today, really enjoying the cushion track. He's been able to pull on and score pretty comfortably over Mankini Love, who ran on strongly. Becca the Jet ran well first up, and Fiery Miss running a better race today, number 12. The disappointment there was Certification. She couldn't lead, and she got in behind them with a nice trail, but gone shortly after turning into the home straight. And Tiburon was far too good. Gary Guerin in the saddle. Mark Webb, the winning trainer, is now developing a pretty handy record, this fella. 7 starts, 2 wins, a second and a third. Prize money heading towards $30,000. Had a bit of a freshen up when he was first up here. Was back on the 18th of December, so a nice little freshen up for him, and he was very fresh in the mounting yard. We saw he was playing up a little bit, but eager to get on with it, and he's been able to come up trumps there. He's an Entire. That's probably half the reason why. He's a 4-year-old Entire by Wicked Style from the Mount Livermore mare called Blushing Rose. He's owned by Optima Racing, A.E. Newcomb. is the manager representing the syndicate that race Tiburon. We'll hear from the winning connections in a few moments' time. Mark Webb, formerly from Toowoomba, has relocated here at the Sunshine Coast for a little time now, and he's been getting his fair share of winners. A nice little horse called Burn Notice, who's been doing quite well, and this fella picking his strike rate up a little bit here, winning his second race of start number 7. We might speak to the winning trainer. Mark, can we have a word? He's just having a chat with some of the connections. Congratulations all round. Mark, can we just have a quick word with you here? Well done, congratulations to you. Second up from a spell, he was too good for them.
Yeah, he was. He appreciated the give in the ground, I think, and we made the decision to go forward and paid off in the long run.
Looked a bit fresh in the yard before the race.
He looks like that all the time. You'll never control that, I'm afraid. He's just a horse that gets overexcited all the time, you know.
He's still an Entire?
No, that's a mistake, actually. He's a gelding, yeah.
That happens a lot, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. You shouldn't have brought it to anyone's attention.
Well, I was blaming that for him being a little bit fresh, but that's just him.
No, he's always like that, yeah.
Mate, the move's been good. How long have you been here for?
About a year and a half. Yeah.
How's it been?
Oh, it's been tough. We've worked out since we got here we need a better class of horse, and we're slowly addressing that. But I think I think we've won 21 races since we've been here now, which is not breaking any records, but it's getting by, you know.
You're a bit closer, I guess, to, the metropolitan tracks. We're back at Eagle Farm soon.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you know, I'm looking forward to the next 12 months because we've got a lot better class of horse coming through, and hopefully we can be down there more often.
I mentioned Burn Notice a short time ago. He's a nice horse.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's a short distance horse, but, you know, he'll win a few races.
Well done.
Thank you.
There he is, Mark Webb. And he's just going out there to make sure everything's okay there with Tiburon, who's full of himself. So he is a gelding. He has undergone the gelding operation, but that's just his makeup. He's just an excitable type. The 4-year-old by Wicked Style. Gary Gearin, he's been in the Toowoomba area for many years, and he's ridden a stack of winners all over southeast Queensland. He's picked up one here at the Sunshine Coast. So we'll get a quick word with Gary. Thanks. Gary, that was a good performance. He obviously relished getting onto that cushion track.
Yeah, no, he's a real bit of a bulldog. He pins the ears back and has a good go for you. He's a little bit fresh off his first run back. Pinged out the gates, and I just used him a little bit early, but I thought that's better get him a bit of rhythm, and he just kept bowling along, pinning the ears back and kept digging in. So
the way he went the last 200 metres, he's probably going to win his fair share of races.
Yeah, he will, because he's just a real tryer. Gives you 100%. So when they're doing that, you know, it's very good. You know, you're going to be there in the finish somewhere.
Now, Gary, where are you located these days? Where have you based yourself?
Based up here now, since been here 12 months. Shifted up last year about this time, and my eldest son's at universities here studying business and law degree. So we decided, well, it's time to move up. And
how's it been going for you?
Yeah, good, enjoying it, yeah. It's a beautiful place to live.
Quite different to Toowoomba.
Yeah, it's a lot wetter up here, but I had a lot of years of drought over there, so not knocking back the rain at all.
And the cushion track's playing pretty well. Better let you get back and weigh in, so everybody can collect. After Tiburon takes out race number 5 on the card, 1, 7, 10 and 12. That's the story of race 5. We'll be back shortly with a look at the Randwick Quaddie tomorrow, and then an early look at the market for race 6 here at the Sunny Coast.
7 weeks off. Couldn't falter.
Let's go through your top 4.
All right, top 4, yeah, well, we saw a nice horse win the previous. I think there's another one here in Adatola. It will be hard to beat. I thought Italy, Marrakesh and Damsel looked the dangers. 10, 5, 6, 11.
Okay, 4 minutes out from race 7. Market update.
Thanks, Richo. Well, it's still all about the favourite Anatola here, so it really is clear that the punters who won in the last race have backed up here, and they're going in into $1.90, so it's the shortest price runner we've seen. Italy out to $4.80. Nothing happening for Marrakesh. That's at $9. Best back to beat Italy and Anatola has been Hot Mama the 12 at $10. Florell, 7's out to 11's quiet. Nothing happening the rest, Richo.
All right, short price favourite, really promising filly. $2 into $1.90 is Anatola. She comes past, trots past us. She looks an absolute treat. Glenn Boss takes the ride, and Boss will be really keen to find himself another nice horse to be able to launch into the autumn campaign, both in Melbourne and also up in Sydney. Let's get a pick of the yard. Simon Marshall is joined by Claire Cunningham.
I think we've just been stood right over here, Claire, but your pick of the yard here, please.
Anatola is going to be a black type filly. I can't knock her. I think she's got a bit more strengthening to come. I'll pick something else today.
Got someone standing over, somebody the name of Lethal Lee Friedman?
No, he...
How'd she look, Marrakesh?
Yeah, Marrakesh. She looked fantastic. She's a nice, compact type. Her coat was on point. She looks fit. And blinkers on. Should do the trick.
Well, let's
what do you reckon?
I hope so, yeah. Look, she doesn't win out of turn, but I think, back in grade tonight, 78 back to 70 grade, and a claim and blinkers on. Like, if she can't win tonight, we're in trouble, I think. Yeah, back to 12. Good gate too, Lee. She just sits up on the speed. Yeah, look, I said to Tom, look, be a little aggressive, probably be 1-1 if he can. Yeah. Not too many times we see you at the Valley dressed in your suit and tie. What's going on upstairs? Well, it's the Australian Chinese Jockey Club meeting, and I'm the ambassador, and it's been a great night. A lot of good Chinese people here, and I think it's something that they can grow. It's going to be a good event, yeah. All right, Lee, good to catch with you. Good luck with Marrakesh. Okay, we'll go back to Richo, and then we'll have George Osborne come on.
Yeah, well, Marrakesh and Lee has advised the stewards that they'll be riding more forward with Marrakesh, that the blinkers are going on, and also at this trip. So she is $7.50 to $9, and as the Hall of Fame trainer says, if we can't go close to winning this or win this, we are in trouble. Let's catch up with George Osborne. He does a great job with his small team. He's got Florell flying as a $10 chance tonight.
She is, and she's won off a 5-week freshen and a 3-week freshen, and she comes in fresh again here. How's she going?
She's fresh. Sorry about that. Yeah, look, she's terrific. I couldn't be happier with her. Probably the best she's been this prep, to be quite honest. Yeah.
Jakey Bayliss takes the 3 off with the 56.5 from a good gate.
Yeah, happy with that. I found a race where we're in the same division as last time, which we won. Yep. We carry a kilo less, so mathematically we've got to be some sort of hope.
There you go. Don't leave her out, George. Great to catch you.
Cheers, Simon.
George Osborne there. Let's go, Richo.
Yeah, $10 chance on course. He's a really astute placer of his horses, George Osborne, and he does a really good job with his small team. Based at Kyneton, and has a good assessment of the form. Now, Italy's out to $5. Star Impulse 30 into 25 to 1 on course. Hot Mama is at $11. But really, there's one horse and one horse only they're interested in, and it's a 3-year-old filly tackling the older mares, and her name is Anatola. And Clint Hutchinson looks at me with disgust as I knock off some of his dim sum.
Straight on the floor. You really didn't want me to have that,
I really apologise for that, my friend. Anatola on debut led and won. Cranbourne was able just to take a sit and win. What do you see the scenario tonight?
I think they'll probably try and take a sit because there seems like there's it's interesting race because there's a lot of on-pace runners, but I didn't really see a leader. So I think tactically it'll be quite interesting early. But yeah, Anatola, the thing I liked about that last win as well, Anatola, she had to shoulder her way out. She was almost going to get caught in a pocket and had to got into a bit of a bumping sort of deal on the point of the turn. And for a young horse just having its second start, that's what really impressed me about the win, apart from the margin, was that she could bullock her way out and go on with the job.
Yeah, halfway mark of the quaddie. Good luck for the quaddie punters. Here's Greg Miles to call the action.
Anatola coming to her stall down on the inside is ready. Grand Gallop coming up into the line. So they're getting ready here. Chinese New Year, and there's a caller doing the race in Mandarin over the public address for this one. So That's a first for Moonee Valley for sure. Now Italy goes up into the stalls, and Hot Mama joins them. The next one to go in is Grand Gallop and Marrakesh, white cap, to distinguish it from Italy. Goes up. Belaruski will be the final one to come up into the gates, and we'll have them right to go. 10 and 5 in the quaddie. Rosa Felvelon, who ran second in the 5th event, actually has pulled up with atrial fibrillation, so that was a good performance. Now last one goes in, and the field is right to go. Set now, race 7. It's been a great night celebrating Chinese New Year. Terrific crowd. They're ready and they're racing now. Oh, Anatola's missed it by about a length or so, but she pushes through, not far away, settling into stride. Grand Gallop away fast from out wide is going for the lead ahead of Italy, and Anatola now gets up third near the inside ahead of Hot Mama. Sprightly Girl, and they're followed then on the inside by Star Impulse as they run the first turn. Back behind those horses then is Damsel. Florell's gone back. Then at the head of the others is Marrakesh. She's gone back to be second last in Belaruski. Grand Gallop leads up the side by a length and a quarter. Anatola's improved to be right there on the back of the speed now. Italy is third and out wider from Star Impulse, and then Hot Mama. A length and a half to Sprightly Girl, and they're followed by Damsel, Belaruski, Florell, and at the end is Marrakesh. They're sweeping up towards the home turn. Grand Gallop nearly a length in front of Anatola. Italy being niggled at. Star Impulse looks to have something to give as they come around the turn, and then came Hot Mama. Grand Gallop in front. Anatola being called on. She's under a bit of pressure here. Grand Gallop is in front of Anatola. She's all out trying to chase. Star Impulse is next. Florell is flying home. Grand Gallop in front of Anatola, but Florell flies home, and so too does Marrakesh, and Florell gets up to beat Marrakesh second. Anatola a bit flat really. She's run third in front of Star Impulse. Grand Gallop. Then came Italy. Hot Mama. Back behind them was Belaruski. They're followed in by Damsel and Sprightly Girl last in.
Really interested to see the sectional times there, because it gave an opportunity for those to, behind the speed and off the speed worse than midfield to come down the outside with the rail out 7 metres and come over the top. So the sectional times will tell us whether in front they went too fast or not. And of course that will then give us an assessment of the favourite, who has lobbed into third. But let's concentrate on Florell. George Osmond places his horses perfectly.
Is Night Harlook at $28. Horse number 10, Super Buffalo, the newcomer, $64. And then a big jump in the market. The 8, Pusong Pinoy, is at $117. The 5, Good Lucky, is at $140. And the 2, White Shadow, at $139. The 5, Good Lucky, is $143. So it's all Royal Easter here. The 7 is at 19. The 11's gone out to 20. But all the money with a minute to go is for Royal Easter. They're going to load up very shortly with a minute to go. Just looking down, as Craig mentioned, just a little bit not as clear, the conditions. I wouldn't say it's haze, but could be a fire or something around blowing smoke here. But beautiful conditions here, and it's definitely rainy season in Singapore. There's been a lot of rain about. It rained today. Craig, any idea of the MMs we experienced today?
Yeah, not much up here, Gareth. Only 4 or 5, I think, was the official reading. So yes, the track escaped most of it. Let's have a look here. 4 MMs, only 29 for the week here at the track.
Wow. We don't often see the rain. For those who don't know, we're in a pretty isolated area here, our offices. So whether it rains, if it snowed, we probably wouldn't know. So
it's the basement.
Yeah, we don't really see much of the weather. while we're in the office. So unless it's really bucketing down, then we do hear the odd noise. But sometimes we'll get here and it's super sunny, and we'll leave and it's a deluge of rain and a torrential rainstorm, Craig.
Yes, that sometimes happens. So $15 here for Royal Easter is the best backed in the race. $18 about Limbs Night, $20 about Super 10, $28 for the 6 Night Harlock for the running of race number 2. Well, we're on start time, and they'll get the call up very soon. Still plenty of natural light, but the floodlights are on here, just adding the pictures over at the start.
Craig, just quickly, Royal Easter's come in again. He's now $14, so all the money has been for him late here.
Okay, so Royal Easter, who comes through a nice barrier trial on the 21st of January. That was behind Time Odyssey, who's absolutely flying at the minute. This is Pusong Pinoy going up to the gates, drawn in gate number 1 for Antonio de Silva. Born a Fighter about to go in. Royal Easter to come forward. Limbs Night about to go up. Balkan Challenger to come in. Super Buffalo is about to come up, and SG50 out of the lineup. So this is the running of race number 2 in Singapore. Balkan Challenger walking up to the gates. About to load in. Night Harlock is about to go forward. SG50 is about to come up. Good Lucky to come forward along with the White Shadow and also Super 10. So Good Lucky is loaded away. $15 favourite here is Royal Easter. Coming up the gates is Super 10, who's at 25 now, so he's gotten out a little bit. $15 about Limbs Night has support. Royal Easter is at 12. And they're all set to go. Race number 2 in Singapore. Gates are back and they're racing. And away well was Limbs Night. Ridden up on the outside, Super 10. And now driving forward is Good Lucky. And over on the inside, Pusong Pinoy. Getting into 4th in the early stages is Royal Easter. Going up wide, a White Shadow. Limbs Night trying to be restrained just off the early tempo. Followed by Night Harlock. They were followed after a length to Balkan Challenger. Next of all, the inside, Born a Fighter from Super Buffalo. And back at the tail is SG50. Down the side, 700 metres to go. The leader is Good Lucky, shows out by a half length. Up on the outside, Super 10. White Shadow doing work, 3 wide exposed, covering up at this stage Royal Easter. Over on the inside then is Pusong Pinoy, and Limbs Night looms into it on the outside. Night Harlock needs a bit of room. They will follow as they turn in then by well back Born a Fighter and Balkan Challenger, with Super Buffalo getting to the outside. Into the straight, Good Lucky is the front runner. Super 10 dropped off. Coming on strong, Limbs Night begins to power through. Held up behind them, Royal Easter. Down the outside, Night Harlock, but Limbs Night's gone to the lead. Night Harlock and Born a Fighter will battle away well. Good Lucky over on the inside, but Limbs Night's going to race clear and a very good win. Limbs Night wins it by 3. Second in, Born a Fighter. Getting out late was Royal Easter. Didn't have a lot of room in the stretch from Good Lucky. Night Harlock. Close up behind them is Pusong Pinoy. They were followed by Balkan Challenger. Then came Super Buffalo. In behind them was Super 10. Then White Shadow. And the last in SG50. That travelled very well in the run, didn't it, Limbs Night? Terrific debut from this horse. Just got too far out of his ground, but he ran on terrific here, enjoying the expanses of the turf. He tracked up nicely behind them. Just wanted to be eased off the early speed to get a spot in the early stages. There was significant tempo, enough for him, and he's come away for a very good win indeed. So 7 from 3, possibly 1 and 5. We'll wait for a full confirmation. But Limbs Night takes it out for the Limbs stable, and Mark Walker, Oscar Chavez by Capiro.
As long as the stars keep painting pictures of the night, as long as the darkness hides behind the city light, as long as the mountains tower above for all to see, as long as there's room for us, there's room for you and me. Where I end up, I find
Metro Romeo in the saddle, just checking his irons. And then we've got Spinifex Fire, number 16, the other runner. And it's hard to get too excited about the chances of the bottom one here. Only a one-time winner from 23. The runners are about to move out onto the cushion track here. They've got a little bit further to go. They've got to cross the turf track and then get onto the cushion, which has played pretty well tonight. I must say they've come from off the speed. Usually these synthetic tracks favour horses on pace, but if there's enough speed on in the early part, it seems as though horses in behind get their chance. I guess kickback is the major issue too. If they're taking the surface off the lead, is the kickback with horses in behind generally resented. But I think after 2.5 years, this track has got a few ticks tonight, certainly from all the winners. The call to the post, best back runner here, number 1, Wicked Snippets on track, $2.70 into $2.40. However, you bet offering 2.8 at the moment on fixed, ahead of the 8, Wicked Trilogy at 3.8, and then we're starting to get out a bit at We Won Your number 10 out to 7, and number 12, the 4th pick on the fix there, Silver Heels. But clearly, if you're going purely on form, the 1 and the 8 jump out at you. So this is